shut up.
I think.
Ah, shit.
I can never tell.
Hey, what's Law's second bound thing? Spike?
Second bound.
He has that 4-3 or 3-4, and he has Hammer of the Gods.
Oh, does forward 1+2 make him bounce off the ground like that?
Yeah, I
Not
think
all
so.
old down moves did that.
All down moves? I don't think so.
All
Not
old
all.
down.
No, for sure. I know that for sure because Derek was bitching about Lily. He's like, all of them spike. Lily's, sucks now. Wah.
That's awesome. I hope he actually made Lily suck, so that for once he can like be saying it.
Oh, I broke. Okay, let's see if I can do this right.
Wait, what broke?
The camera.
It's
How are
so
you
live
gonna-
and
Oh, here we go.
It's just so.
It's green now, though.
Oh, so we're doing. You're from space now?
Green
Good
space.
shit.
the flower room.
Boom! So good. All right. I'm not that good, but better than bad, right?
Better than
Mhm.
Mike.
Better than Mike. Yeah, that's bad, I guess. What's up, Internet? It's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live. My name's Eris, and I am joined once again by Rip and Ricksto. What's up, boys? How you guys doing?
I'm doing okay.
You look all clean cut, Rip.
I am clean cut.
What's the explanation here?
I had to go to work.
Fuck that, man. Come on, dude. Bad
Dude.
investment.
Yeah. I'll say that for my bitch calling. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. What's going on here? Well, where were we? I forgot. Oh, yeah, I just said what's up to you guys. What's up, Ricky? How's it going? You, I guess, look clean cut, too. Do you always have a
Yes.
beard? I don't even remember what your face looks like.
It looks like this.
Oh. All right, cool. So
You look
there's,
kind of like
there's
cynic today.
Yeah, he does kind of
Yeah.
have a cynic thing going on.
Yeah, it happens.
It's the mullet.
Yeah.
You know
mullet
the hat
and cap.
mullet? Yeah, the hat mullet. Okay,
Damn it.
anyway.
You get mullet cap, yeah.
I'm cutting my hair.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Okay, so
Cutting it all off.
lots of stuff going on. Do we start with Street Fighter? Do we start with Tekken?
I say we
Fighter
start with
is
Street
short.
Fighter.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, get it out of the way, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
The important stuff is that the 500 million, it's becoming clear how that cream cheese is going to be spread across the bagel. Evo announced that they're going to be like a premiere event. I forgot what it's called. And the prize pool for Evo, correct me if I'm wrong, is $50,000? Or is it 50 million? I don't even know anymore. That's a grip. Way more than ever for anything, right? Any thoughts to add on that or anything that I missed about that? Oh, and it's on PS4, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
So that's a huge one. People are butthurt about that. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts, Ricky, about these two developments?
50,000 makes sense to me. I mean, it's basically the biggest Street Fighter tournament in the world. And, it's kind of weird when, like, what was it, 2 years ago, Jean won, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he only got like $6,000 for winning.
Wow.
And it's like the biggest tournament, and you're only making like barely more than what like the guy that won Tekken 5 DR won in 2007.
Wow.
It's like it's kind of
Why did that happen? How did that happen?
well, there was no bonus that year. I mean, last year there was a bonus, so I don't know how much whoever the hell won, Luffy won or whatever. But I mean, it's good now. Capcom supporting all their fighting events, and they're gonna get a big pot. So whoever's gonna win, I mean, whoever's going to win this year, is going to win a lot of money. And not even that, it's like, Capcom Cup is the big thing for money-wise. So someone can legitimately live off a Street Fighter this year. They just have to be dedicated enough to do it.
Do we know how that 50,000 is being split up? Is it going to be a top 8, top 16, top
I think
32?
it's top 8.
Really? Still
At
only
least
top 8?
it is for the other events, and I'm pretty sure I looked at it. And
Man,
as far as I remember, it's top 8.
That seems kind of archaic, right? I mean, the excuse before was the reason we only pay out top 8 or even sometimes top 3 is because there isn't the money there. The money isn't there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't charge a lot for entrance, and there's no support from the companies. Now, out of nowhere, we have Sony bringing in all this money. I think I would prefer to see top 32 payout with that extra money as opposed to giving more to first, second, and third place. What are your thoughts? I mean, I don't know. Personally, I like the idea of more people getting money. It's encouraging. It promotes more of a thriving type of competitive atmosphere when you're a lot closer to those guys that get ninth place at Evo. I mean, they're on Harry Kiri watch, right? I mean, that's terrible. You made it through over 1,000 players just to get ninth and get nothing. You wasted your whole weekend in Vegas at Evo. I mean, sometimes, you know, people sacrifice a lot for that, and they get to ninth, and it's like, ugh, that's terrible. That's terrible. What do you guys think? Ninth? A million times. A million times. A million times. That's why I'm saying how terrible it is. I mean, it's not that terrible. Let's be honest. For me, specifically, I've always felt like ninth place is cool. I mean, right? I always feel pretty good about it. I mean, it's not as good as you could feel, but I feel pretty good about ninth place at it's like a world tournament, right? So what are your thoughts about the idea of paying out more players? What do you think, Rip?
I mean, I've always wanted Evo to pay deeper, but even with this new money, I mean, they could split it differently, of course, but I think 7th and 8th place only get like 1,500 each or something, which is pretty good, for that place. But if you go much further than that, how much do people start getting? Like when you get down to 16th, they get like maybe $200. That's not bad. I think that's what Virtual Fighter did the other year, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. You know, you just making the money is like a couple $100, right? I mean, that's a good deal. I think that's how it should be.
I agree with that.
And I think that the sacrifice should be made at first, second, and third place. Because I think first, second, and third place already make a decent amount of money when the prize pool is $20,000. Like first place is going to get 70% of $20,000. That's a good chunk of change for him. And then you get the rest, you spread it all the way down to top 32. I don't know, I might be wrong, but most of the biggest, dopest types of competitions do that. World Series of Poker, all the League of Legends types of things. Like, they really let players feel like they can get to the money. What are your thoughts, Ricky?
Yeah, like the one thing that I remember poker tournaments mainly doing was that they usually pay 10% of the tournament field. And so for like a $10 tournament that's like, has 64 people, like, it's top, you can round off the top 8 or you can do top 4 or 3, it's no big deal. But for Evo or, like that, it's going to have like 1,000 plus players to only pay top 8. That's like less, almost what? Less than 1%?
Less than 1%, yeah.
Yeah, if you pay at least top 32, that's like at least 3%, so you're getting close, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, just, I mean, 50,000 is a lot of money too, so you're not gonna stiff first place too hard if you give them half of that, right?
Yeah.
If they get 25, they're not gonna be like, dude, I entered this tournament for 50K, where's my 50K? They got 25, they'll be all right, so.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly how that pot bonus or whatever is going to work. I mean, does that mean it's 50K no matter how many people enter? Or is it 50K plus the entrance fees?
I think it's plus. Evo's kind of been pretty transparent when it comes to like the prize pots and stuff. So I think they usually.
It's not plus.
You think it's not plus?
That's my bet. Because it's so much money this time, I think they're gonna be like, yeah, well, we'll just keep the entrance fee then.
They're not gonna, but then they won't. Whoever gets first will know if they got, if Evo added the additional however much money.
Right, but I mean, they're not saying that that's guaranteed, right? That's what I'm saying.
I think you're a conspiracy theorist. Rick.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Anyway, out of here.
You're
Illuminati.
Here's some numbers for you. All right, first place gets 20K. Second place gets 10K. Third gets 7,000. Fourth gets 5,000. The guys who tied for fifth get 2,500 each, and the guys who tied for seventh get 1,500 each.
Huh. And that's the breakdown of the bonus.
That's the top 8 bonus, yeah.
I wonder, see, that's the thing. We don't know how it's going to work. But in a perfect world, however they get the money, maybe like that's the top 8 payout, but then the rest of the payout comes from the entrance or something like that. Would be nice,
Yeah, I'd be okay with that then. If like they just said, okay, so that's a guaranteed one for top 8, and now everyone else below that will get, whatever we got extra from the
9 to
actual
16 or something.
That could really encourage quite a bit of like, what if they said all the everyone's entrance fees will go towards the payout after the top 8. So depending on how many people enter, more people will get paid out. And this is excluding the already, people in top 8 that are going to get paid. This could, it could be like the 6,000 that Zian won could be split apart the 9th place guys. And then the guy who got second that year that Zian won, that guy could split across the top 13 guys, so it could be a good idea. I don't know. It could really encourage people to enter. And that's a good thing. You know, yesterday I did this thing with Valle, and he did a lot of talking about, you know, the future and concepts and like different ideas. And the idea of the crowdfunding thing for Dota came up. And I don't really know exactly how it works, but from the gist of it, I thought it was something like the company that makes Dota puts out this like badge or like something, right? And you basically buy it for whatever amount, like $2, I get this badge. And when you buy that badge, like let's say half of that money goes towards the prize pool for some shit. And when you buy it, it shows that you're a supporter. Like, look at me, I'm Mr. Mises, check it out. Well, this thing is like something that I think could be applied to fighting games very easily. And it's kind of interesting thinking about it. Like, what about this concept? What about in Tekken or Street Fighter or whatever, you participate in the support of this tournament held by Namco. And you participate by buying a costume. The costume says like whatever, you know, like I'm a supporter or whatever. I mean, do you guys know anything about this business model? And do you think it might work for fighting games? What are your thoughts? Rip.
Yeah, we talked about this before when it happened with Dota 2. And for fighting games, I don't know if costumes would work, but you know they could do a badge system. You know, like it shows up, like you know you have a badge in Tekken that shows your rank or whatever.
Right.
You know, you could have something below that or something that says like, "Hey, supporter of Tekken" or whatever. You know, like Iron Fist supporter or whatever. You know, just got an Iron Fist, and you know you pay like I don't know, $2 or whatever. But I think the thing in Dota, if I remember correctly, it was something that you could actually use in the game. It wasn't just like a badge. Am I right, Rick?
I wouldn't know, but I think
Yeah,
I think a lot of it had to do with being able to actually watch the tournament in the game. Like, if you open up Dota 2, the game on your computer, you could actually watch the actual tournament games, you know, kind of like being played on your computer. And I know for sure that if you're in there when something sick happened, random people that were watching it got like you know, an item or something in the game.
Really?
Yeah, it was you know, random little things like that that made people like, oh, let me just open this up and watch, you know. So
You know, they've done stuff like that in for the Tekken arcade cards. They've done like special, only this guy has this, like world champion or whatever tags or logos. So it's definitely something that they're obviously capable of doing. It's just that they don't think it's worth selling. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be a model like I think where they have to be able to watch it in the game directly, and by watching it in the game, you can get something extra from the game if you're a supporter of it. I think if you tied it in that way, then it could work very well.
Yeah, these are all things that these companies have to start exploring, and you know, it's pretty crazy to see how things are evolving, you know. And on the topic of Evo and all these other things, it was also announced that SCR is another premier event, right? So do you know what the payout is for that? I don't even know the details. Something like 7,000 or maybe 10,000. I don't know, 10 million. But SCR is also becoming like one of these main ones. I think it was SCR, NCR, final round,
And Evo.
That's it?
I think those 4 events. That's what I remember seeing.
Wow. So there isn't really that many events between now and Evo, so that's probably why. Very interesting. I don't know. It's just, it was pretty, you know, at Vaya's house, he has a whole room dedicated to this shit. You know, it's like a green screen room, you know, and it's pretty weird. It's pretty like hardcore, you know, like I'm more impressed with him now that I've seen his setup. You know, I had always seen him at Super Arcade, you know, and I had always seen like you know, it's still Super Arcade, still everything's falling apart, asbestos and shit, right? But seeing his, you know, Tony Stewart chairs at home and seeing how he's got it all set up, you know, it was pretty impressive. And I don't know, it's pretty cool overall. I mean, it was an interesting experience. Did either of you guys catch the online Wednesday night fights?
I did.
Rick?
I was very, I was trying to have a good attitude about it, even though I thought the whole time this is going to be whack. Like, I kept on thinking this is going to be whack. It's going to be online games. I usually, as a commentator, like to look at players' faces and talk shit about what people are wearing and, like, you know, like small talk like that. But when I got there, I felt like there was a lot of tension and a lot of, like, people are really worried. Like, everyone's working very hard. You know, there was this other guy named Jeff there, and they were really, like, practicing over and over, like, doing dry runs of the way it's going to go and all this stuff. And I was, like, first of all, impressed with their ambition. But secondly, I was kind of separating myself from that and, like, not listening to them because I felt like it was really hyping it up too much, and I was like, dude, everybody just chill the fuck out, you know? It's like, just let me. And then eventually Ryan came, and it was like, all right, now we could just chill out and talk shit. And it ended up being really fun and really like smooth, you know? Like it didn't end up being nearly as whack as I thought it would be at all. Obviously, not nearly as cool as Wednesday Night Fights used to be, like the real way with the offline situation and everyone having a lot of fun there. But I mean, it was an interesting new step in a direction, and Via has like a big vision behind it. And it, you know, after just getting like a taste of what that vision is, it's pretty cool. Like if I was a big fan of Street Fighter, I would be like, wow, that's cool for Street Fighter, you know? And this is what I was kind of hinting at with you, Rip, before the show started, but it's kind of like, you know, that's not even that hard. I could do that, right? I mean, it's kind of one of those things like, you know, for Tekken, right? I mean, it's like one of those things where it's pretty hard. It's really hard. And it takes a lot of dedication and stuff. But, you know, and I think he has the positive reinforcement of the popularity of Tekken. I mean, the popularity of Street Fighter. He has that reinforcement there for him to say, like, yeah, man, I'll just go all in. Watch this shit. I'm going to buy this crazy room. And it's going to have a green screen and these weird chairs. And all these people are going to give me headsets, and I'm going to wear them and check this shit out. You know, he's got a plan. And I don't know. I was pretty impressed with it overall. And I don't usually like to compliment Via because, you know, let's face it, right? It's Alex Via. I mean, right? I mean, like, but it was cool. It was cool overall. Good experience for me. I got relatively positive feedback overall because of the experience. And I picked up a few, you know, ideas along the way. Some cool ideas. Cool way of thinking, progressive attitude, and I think that's a cool way to look at things in general, especially with all these new games coming out and shit. But all that said and done, anything else to add about Street Fighter or Evo or any of this Capcom 500 million shit before we move on to the important stuff, like the Tekken stuff?
The PlayStation 4 and the
Thinking?
why it's on you, why it's gonna fuck up some plinkers.
Yeah, so I guess it has been announced that it's going to be played at Evo on PS4, which is a game that's not even out yet. So we don't even know what type of a version that could be, right? On top of that, PS4 pads don't have a select button, so people who P-Link with the select button, you might be fucked unless, as Ricky said, they figure out a way to wire the touchpad as a button or something, or who knows. Like, this is all really, really interesting, but it doesn't matter. You can't even begin to bitch because 500 million. Shut the fuck up. You know, like, no matter what. No matter what.
People are
it's
still
gonna be like
bitching
that.
anyways.
Yeah, but you can't. It's like, yeah.
It's
you
not
can-
even. It's not even bitching about the controller issue. It's a bit, or you know, the plinking issue. It's bitching about the fact that it's on PS4 now. You know,
You
people.
The internet
know.
is so gross, dude. I'm so tired of it. It's like so retarded. Whatever. You know, bitching on the internet is like, I just completely ignore it. It's meaningless, you know? On the topic of select P-linking and people getting butthurt, those people don't matter at all to me. They could all go fuck themselves because I don't use it and it's not my problem. And them's the breaks. 500 million, you know? That's your problem. Figure it out, you know? The art of war. Dude, there were so many tactics we were talking about, Gutex and I, about the online tournament thing. I mean, one of the most fucked up ones was, why not just have someone else over who plays your character and take turns? So there's no way to fucking get a read on the guy.
You know what I was thinking, right? So that NorCal Yun player, Julio, right?
Yeah.
He was playing Dulcim.
Right.
The first thing I thought was, hey, is that Filipino champ?
Why not? Why
Like,
not?
Why not just have him come over? You know, it's like, who cares? Like,
Right.
he doesn't care. No one's gonna know.
Ooh, this is a bad matchup for Yun. Let me pick Dalsim. And oh, this is a bad matchup for me. Let me pick Champ. Give him the stick. You know, that's pretty fucked up. And there's no way to police that. So, you know, I would like to see the scene. I would like to see everybody really flex those Machiavellian muscles and figure out how to fucking cheat. You know, like figure out how to, you know, the fairest way to cheat. Undetected cheating is the way to do it. There's no rules created yet, so it's not against the rules, you know?
It's on Steam, right?
Yeah. You could change your name. You could have hidden stuff. I mean, there's so many possibilities.
Rip is licking his lips already. He's already been thinking about things.
There
Yeah,
was
that's
this
a good
Blanca
idea.
player who, in one of his matches, he, I think he won the first game, lost the second game, and then disconnected, right? And then Via was like, we lost the guy. We're going to give him some time to come back, right? Then maybe 2 matches went by, and then they let them finish their 1-1 set. I'm thinking, dude, every time, why don't you just unplug it, take your time, go back, watch all the matches over again, really analyze it, and then be like, boom, I'm back, Via, internet's back on, bing, bang, boom. And then he won. You know, it's like...
And it wasn't even like close. It was a beatdown.
Like ferocious ravaging of
Yeah, that was
Bungle.
rough.
Yeah, and you know, and then there's the idea of taunting and like giving things away. People don't behave like that in person, you know, because it would be like, you know, the other guy's just gonna turn around and slap him, right? But yeah, online, you're totally full parry. You're never gonna get slapped. Full parry every slap. So it's like you could do anything. You can dig into the opponent's head with mental like strats, you know, and it's just gonna be a new thing. The higher the stakes get for online tournaments, the more fucked up strats are gonna come out, the more, I don't know, I like it though. That aspect of it seems unexplored. Go ahead, you look like you need a beard.
What's the prize for winning the night fight?
You get if you win the whole season, you get a free trip to SCR. $20 gas money.
Which is kind of funny because the guy that won yesterday, right, Necromantic,
$20,
he's a SoulCal player. He lives in SoulCal, so I don't think he needs the ride.
You know
but
what? Another thing that's fucked up about that tournament, before we move on, is that guy Happy Medicine. He lost 1 game, and his match was a little bit suspect. You know, his opponent could have been somewhere far away, whatever. And he was like, fuck this, I'm not going to play. Take me out. I don't even want to be in losers, because he was pissed, obviously, right? But then he sent, like, a picture of his speed test. Like, dude, this is not my fault. It's the other guy's fault. This sucks, right? And I'm just thinking, like, that's totally the luck of the draw. Kind of like the luck of the draw in a tournament match where, like, oh, shit, I'm playing against Justin Wong first round, right? So the Justin Wong in the online bracket is the guy with no fucking internet. You know, it's like, oh, boy, I got to fight against Meaty. Oh, boy, I got to fight. You know, it's like... It's crazy how your internet dictates your Wong factor.
Thank God there's no Wednesday night fights online for Tekken.
Well, I mean, you know, what's his name? Ninth Pixel, he runs a weekly online tournament for Tekken Tag 2, and I think he gives something away.
Yeah, I think he gives like PSN points or something away.
Something
I've seen
like
it before.
that. You know, so I mean, there are tournaments, and there are some things that happen. Didn't they do other Tekken tournaments? Like,
I'm sure they've
Anakin was involved. Right?
I'm sure they've done plenty.
Oh yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
What is that shit called? Tekken Strike.
I don't remember what it's called. No, Tekken
Bloodhawk
Strike
was running
is-
one.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
IFL, Iron Fist League. Arturo was involved too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, they exist. It's just that, you know, the stakes are low. Once the stakes start getting a little bit higher, you know, I think it might get a little bit dirty, you know? Things might get dirty.
I already know one of Rip's like ideas, and it's like that's pretty dirty.
Tell me.
Do you?
Is it
I'm
secret?
not. I can't tell. If I tell it, somebody's gonna do it.
Okay,
and, like,
you gotta tell
most
me
people already
after.
know it. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I might do it right now.
I looked at the chat, and he had this nudge, wink, wink thing with Charles. So Charles knows what's up.
No,
Charles is such
Charles
a
probably does.
schemer. He's such a schemer. I don't even want to get into that. If you want to come up with a scheme, talk to him. He'll come up with 4 schemes. And oh boy, and he'll make you think he didn't come up with them. He'll make you think you came up with them. It's pretty wild. They're your schemes. I'm not a schemer. Those are your schemes.
Wow,
He schemes you into yeah. He's hardcore. He's hardcore. Okay, so anyway, who cares, right? Street Fighter 4, blah blah blah. All that stuff's cool, but there's big news dropping. I mean, big, huge Tekken 7 turds are dropping out of the internet. Lots of information. Some of it pretty crazy. Some of it stirring up the whole scene. Where do we start? Should we start with the throw breaking thing? So
That's a good one.
Okay. It's announced, and I'll scroll down a little bit, thanks to Wonky and a bunch of other people involved. It is announced that apparently in at least this version of Tekken 7, generic throws, are breakable with 1 or 2. Now, there are so many people getting bent out of shape about this when the true information is not even there yet. For example, Perhaps this is a bug, first of all. They went from their own proprietary engine to the Unreal Engine, and something like a brush motion from 2 to 1 to break both grabs, or something like that, could have been slipped by the cracks, slipped through the cracks. Another concept that was not even discussed was, are long-range throws 1 or 2 breakable versus short-range 1 or 2 generic throws? So I could see maybe the short range ones being 1 or 2 breakable, but the long range ones being actually, you have to look at the hands, because the long range ones are 15 frames to impact, while the short range ones are 12 frames. So since they're slower, perhaps there is some, there's a lot there. There's a lot of unknown there. So I don't think there's enough to get too butthurt. But based on what we've seen right now, what are your thoughts on this change? You go ahead and go first, Rip. What are your thoughts?
When I first heard about it, I was like completely retarded. I was like, okay, that's stupid. And
well, explain your train of thought. Why is that stupid?
It's because I thought like, okay, they're just making it dumb or whatever. But the part that bothered me was that some throws you still have to pay attention to the arms for. You know what I mean? Like supposedly, according to what we know so far, Law's DSS 2+4 grab, because it's a command throw, will still be a 2 break, and you see the right arm forward. So it's like for a new player, who I assume is what this change is for, they're going to be hitting 1 or 2. They're going to be like, oh, damn, there was a grab, and it didn't break that time, but sometimes it breaks when I hit the button. Was I late? I don't know. I hit the button. You know what I mean? Like, how are they supposed to know whether it's actually a command grab versus a regular grab? Because they look the same. You know what I mean? And Sherm, I think his name is, Sherm X69X, something like that, he said that he asked Harada about, like, flashes. Like, apparently there's 3 different colored flashes that happen when people do throws.
Oh,
and
no.
That's supposed to indicate what the throw break is, which is to me is even stupider. It's like, so now we have to look at the arms and we have to look at the colors, right? So
maybe you don't have to look at the arms, maybe just the colors.
Maybe I think you don't. Maybe which that would frustrate me as a player. But I was telling Ricky, like, it doesn't bother me as much anymore, because in Tekken you can't break after the animation starts to throw, which I don't think they've changed. So basically, if you're a top level player and you're competing, you have to be looking at the arms anyway, regardless. Like, because in case it's a command grab, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, like, it's going to help new players break throws. I would prefer that I just made it a bigger throw break window. Like, you have to get it right. You just have a big-ass window to do it. That's what I wish they had done. But, they didn't. So, we'll see.
So, okay, your solution is give them a longer opportunity to break the throw.
Yeah. But they still have
Pretty
to
sure
get
they've
it
already
right.
done that, though.
Yeah, I think they did that, and they also gave you the option of hitting either button sometimes.
So let's say that the concept of looking at their hands is gone. Let's say that the hands do look different, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the spark. How would you feel about that? Forget the hands.
As a veteran, that would piss me off.
Well, don't be a bitch.
No, I'm not. I've like, what?
I mean, as a veteran, the games, you're already gonna keep a ton of players underwater because of the legacy skill, the way the legacy skill of the game is gonna work. You don't think that the new players deserve some kind of, like, way to catch up to veterans? I think that would be a nice way to let a new player catch a veteran by, say, making it a colored system. Like, red is 1, blue is 2, and yellow is 1+2, or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. That kind of a system would be very clear cut. It would be like, here, new player, this is what you do. 1, 2, 3. But, I mean, you don't agree with that? I just think it would be cool.
No, yeah. I guess so. That makes sense.
As a veteran, I think it would be a good idea to have a reduced legacy skill type of an attitude, as opposed to, yes, more legacy skill, No,
yeah, I agree with that. It just bothers me that, like, I've built up a skill for nothing. But
yeah,
it's going to be a new skill for me to learn, even though, I mean, because realistically what would happen is I would know that I can do it by this flash, but my mind is still going to be looking at the arms the entire time. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of like the Dragon Punch shortcut. I've heard Sanford Kelly still complaining about, sometimes you forget to do the shortcut for a DP, and you do the old way. Why would you do it the old way? You never want to do it that way, So maybe it is like that, I don't know. What do you think, Ricky, about this whole throw break scenario?
Well, I don't know where the spark thing came from. I don't even think that's true, but
I haven't noticed.
Oh, maybe there is. I'm watching a video right now and it just saw spark.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, maybe you're right. But I didn't think it was, anything too drastic, I guess. Like it makes it easier to break just a generic throw, and that's it, you know. So all I thought was like, you know, how Rip said it would be confusing to new players. I don't think it'd be confusing at all. All you have to do is tell the new player how throws are broken generally, you know, and then just if they break the generic throw, they should know that they broke a generic throw, you know. Like I think that if they knew that they broke a throw and it didn't get broken, they should know that, you know, what a generic throw is and isn't. So they should know at least that much.
Let me ask you guys this. So there's an equation here that I'm not gathering, but if 1 and 2 generic throws become the same break, how does that make this new throw break system any different from the Tekken 4 throw break system? Because in Tekken 4, left throws, 1 throws, were only a wall push, and they were only effective near the wall. So if there was no wall around, you didn't even have a generic 1 throw. All you had was a 2 throw and command grabs. In some cases, the character didn't even have any command grabs but 1+2. So if you were looking at the arms, it was literally like 1+2 or 2, and it's so easy to break those characters' grabs. So, you know, what I'm wondering is, maybe this is kind of like the same thing in terms of how it's going to affect the whole cast. It's going to reduce it down to 2 throws in some cases, right? Like Fang, for example, right? Fang has a 1+2 grab, and then he has his regular throws. The only thing he has other than that is the back turn grabs, which they also did not discuss. Like, are back turn grabs also a 1 or 2 break? Because that is huge for Fang. If you take away his back turn throw mix-up, it's a huge change, you know? So
I don't think that back turn throw mix up is gone. I think now it just becomes whether or not you press 1 button or 2 buttons.
well, Fang has a 3-way mix-up from back turn. He has
Yeah,
a
but
1
now
throw, 2 throw, and a 1+2.
yeah, now it's going to be just a two-way mix up.
But you don't know that, Rick. That's what Eric's saying.
Yeah,
No,
we don't know necessarily if the back turn throws are a universal 1 and 2 break. They haven't said that. All they've said is generic standing throws.
Wonky said in the chat that it's a system-wide change where generic one throws and generic 2 throws are meant to be broken with either
Yes,
1 or 2.
but how do you know that a back turn throw is a generic throw?
Right.
I'm not saying a back turn throw with Fang is a generic throw. When he turns around, he grabs you in the generic throw in the animation. I'm assuming
Might
that's
not
a
be
generic
considered
throw.
that way. That's what we're saying.
That's
Yeah, I don't know. It's unclear. Like, we don't have hard facts. We haven't tried it yet. You know, also the long range throw thing. Also, like, a lot of other aspects.
Same concept.
You know, it's just like
I
across
think you guys
the
are.
world.
I think you guys are viewing this with the magnifying glass, and when it's just.
But you
just read
agreed
it,
with the
it's-
long range throw, right?
No, I didn't actually.
So
I
you think
the
long range
throw-
throw is going to be the same thing as the short range throw?
Yeah.
And back turn, yeah. But I mean, if that follows, then that follows. All that's the same. But if it's not, then it's all not. You know what I mean? That also follows. So.
Definitely, it could be either. Like, you know, if they... And also, I still think it could be a bug. Speaking of which...
It's not a bug, by the way.
I feel... Has Harada said this was our decision?
Wonky said in the move list, there's like a star at the end that says, you know, broken with 1 or 2. So it's a system-wide change.
Definitely intentional.
Yeah.
That would suggest...
And there's a Japanese person in the chat that says back turn throws with Ling can be broken with either 1 or 2. Thank you, Street.
Wow.
So,
Excellent.
thank
So
you,
what
I'm a
is that-
genius.
I wouldn't call you a genius. I don't think anyone would call you a
No.
genius.
Call me a genius, chat.
I don't see how that even
Run a
makes you a
black man, you
genius. The chat telling you something makes you a genius. Good shit. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know if I like that. Do I like that?
I don't know.
I don't know
Do
why
you
you
like
always
that?
ask. I don't know why you always
The
ask
thing
us.
is, you're bringing up about how it's similar to Tekken 4, and I think it's not. It's similar in some ways because you have your grab and your 1+2 grab, right? But the way
It
it's different,
reduces it.
the way it's different is that you have twice as many chances to break that grab.
Why is
Like
that?
for your like in Tekken 4, whether it's a wall push or a grab, you still have to get 1 or 2 right. But in this game, if it's not a 1+2, you hit either button and you're fine. So you have double the chance of getting it right.
But I mean, you have double the... Well, okay, you could look at it like that if the 1 throw is a factor, as in if you're near a wall. But you're not always near a wall. So when you're not near a wall, it's just the same, right? I mean...
Sure. Fine.
Yeah.
In the open, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, it doesn't really... it's kind of like Tekken 4, unless the wall's nearby. And even in Tekken 4, when the wall was nearby, a wall push throw was so hard to break. It was like super tiny window to break a 1 throw. So, you know, it was weird. It was
It
weird.
was a
in that.
useful throw.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good at the wall, especially for some characters. It was so cheap. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I love this, especially now that I know that the back turn, the guy said the back turn Link throws are both breakable with 1 or 2. Link doesn't even have a back turn 1+2 grab, does she? That's fucking sweet. Fuck Link. That's
Yeah,
sick.
I love that. I love that idea.
That's tight. All right, I'll take it. You know, this is why you have to think about things before you talk about them. All these people online, they go, bleh, they just fucking vomit all their like initial reactions. It's so stupid, dude. It's so stupid. I don't even read them. I don't even read any kind of that negative bullshit. I mean, especially everyone negative about it has never played the game. You know, doesn't even know all the info. They just get one little tidbit of information and it's like, dude, they just crap their pants and all this bullshit. So
People don't even know how to read.
I don't even bother reading anymore. I don't read anything. I just want to see a video. That's it. If I see a video, I couldn't have read it wrong, right? Let me just watch the video. You know?
When we started the stream, Wonky made a list of all the characters not in Tekken
Oh,
7,
God.
and a bunch of idiots thought that those are characters not gonna be in Tekken 7. You know what I mean? Reading comprehension, people.
Well, it wasn't fair. Let's be fair to them. It was like split among 3 tweets, and some people only got in like on the last tweet, where all he did was list a bunch of characters and said, "In Tekken 7." I mean, I don't blame.
Wonky writing comprehension.
Dude, you know,
Everyone else reading comprehension.
Wonky, if I were you, I would start fucking with people. Like,
Yeah.
confirmed
Anna
dead. Like, it's been confirmed. Or, you know, like, why not? Wonky should just flex his muscle a little bit and be like, boom, fuck you, everybody. Speaking of which, more stuff. So we were talking about the throw thing. I was hopeful that it was maybe a bug or something weird, but apparently it's not. Speaking of bugs, we're having some problems. There's some slowdown. There was initially slowdown at the beta tests, and everyone was saying, oh, that's just due to the systems overheating. You remember that? People were saying, oh, the systems were overheating, and that's what the slowdown was all about. But now they're starting to catch a little bit of slowdown here and there, and some people are butthurt about it. And there's also, you guys were telling me about a bug that came out, a stage bug? Somebody tell me about it. I didn't hear the deal. What happened?
I don't know how it happened, but I just saw it on Twitter. It was just, it's the stage bug where you have, 2 floors, where it's like 2 characters. It was King versus King fighting on the top floor, but that floor is broken.
Off the
So
balcony.
So they're fighting off the stage basically. So
They're fighting
it's
with no
not
floor
a
below
good
them.
luck, but it seems like an old bug. I mean, it's been around since Tekken 6, right?
That's what you guys were saying, except I'm saying that I've played a shitload of matches of Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2.
yeah.
It's never happened to me once in a game, and Tekken 7's been out for 5 minutes, and it's already happening in an arcade where people spend hard-earned smackaroos to play.
You know what's really interesting about that? I wonder if it's related to the double camera.
Ooh, could be.
Because in Tekken Tag 2, the way you do it in that France stage, you got to get in the corner, right? And the cameraman has to be facing a certain way. And then when you hit him down and the camera moves, then you can fly on the stage, whatever.
It's a
So,
cameraman thing. You fuck with the cameraman. You're right. It totally could be because of implementing 2 cameramen.
Not for sure. Yep.
Could be. Okay. Interesting news. Anything else in terms of the launch? Because we could start talking about, and I want to, the specifics of the things that we've noticed.
Well, I mean, they've had some other problems with launch. Like, I think it was playing a match and it froze. So that's an issue, you know. There's also, I think one of the arcades, I forget which one, but they had, like, a lot of lag. So, they're right now it's only online play for this, what is it called? Early bird release, whatever.
What do you mean only online play? Like every match is net play?
There's no offline play exactly right now. That's only going to come out in
Really?
March, right?
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
right, and so some places, or one of the
Some
first
places have
I
media
guess?
connections.
Yeah, some places have media connections,
Wow.
and
Oh,
sucks apparently. And I heard, or at least I read from Wonky's Twitter, that arcade is not letting people play anymore, like because of that.
yeah, they're
So,
ruining the experience for everyone. Meaty.
Everyone's gonna want a refund. That's why they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this? I didn't pay for this." So yeah, I could see that. Man, there's so much. There's so much to think about with that. They're only allowed to play online fights.
Or offline versus CPU.
Why do you think that is? Maybe they're really trying to test it.
Yeah, I think they're still testing the internet stuff, whatever.
Okay, so this all boils down to, is it cool of them to launch a game in the arcades that you have to pay to play, and for it to be like early access Steam or some shit where it's like, this is a game we're still working on. If you don't want to pay for it, don't pay for it. But if you did pay for it and you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Is that what we're dealing with here?
Kind of, but you're not paying like full price for like the entire game or anything. It's an arcade game. You're playing what 100 yen, and that's it.
Right, but I mean that's not a valid argument. I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's I know it's not, but I mean it's realistically it's not cool just because if you like if I had to pay to play Meaty, I'd be pissed. Right? I don't want to play Meaty. I'm hell for sure as hell not going to pay to play him.
Hell no.
If I want to play him, I want to play him offline where I can actually punch him in the face in real life. But I'm not allowed to. So, that's just how I don't like it. But
go ahead. What'd you say, Rip?
I think it's a bad look. I mean, I know they're testing it, but I mean, this is the release now. This is what people are seeing as the release, and
they shouldn't. That's one thing that they shouldn't see it as the release because it's really not the release. They said it themselves. It's like a, I don't know what did they officially call it? Soft release.
It's not a release.
Listen, is it a soft release or is it a hard release?
They blew their wad too early.
I prefer a hard release. Soft release. Who wants that? Nobody. I don't even know what that is. Gross.
Nope. I think I have soft release.
I think I have to have a soft release right now. I gotta go. What is a soft? I gotta make that up. Okay, so I gotta make that up. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of one of those things where I understand that people are pissed. It is comparable to the early access Steam kind of thing. I think it's a trend. I think it has to do with money. I think it has to do with deadlines. I think it's fucked up. And I don't know. I guess overall I don't love it. I'd like for the game to launch and no one to be able to show any videos of it in a negative light. I want to only see videos of dope shit, right? And we're seeing other stuff. So I don't know, maybe, remember back in the day, actually, in Namco's defense, back in the day, the sickest shit was when CVS2 wasn't out and I walk into Southern Hills Golfland and Capcom brought one cabinet of CVS2, the only place in the US that has it, and Golfland is a beta test location for it. I mean,
Tekken 4 too, man.
Tekken 4, and then Tekken 5 was at that Belkin place. Remember that? Tekken 5.0, they had it for like one day. Jason Arney was there, and they had it for us to play at that Belkin place. So, you could really hate on them. You could say, like, fuck this, fuck that. But in a sense, it's kind of cool. It's what we wanted back in the day. It's just the climate has changed, and we're all a bunch of pussies now. But as a fan, you should kind of be like, this is sick. The game's not even done, and we're able to play it if we want. So it really, I think, is a matter of principle. It's a matter of perspective. And if it's really against... What do you think? Go ahead.
I mean, no. I mean, I agree with you, but just the fact that it's only online is the part that really screws it up, I think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't like it. But I mean, it's all the way in Japan, and I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I would feel if I was in Japan.
I mean, I just feel way better that this isn't like we didn't get it released day one on console, and this is what we got. Stage bugs and freeze bugs and
isn't
lag,
that what we're talking about? Like they're releasing it in arcades so that they can release a polished version later, and that's really what it's all about, right? It's a process, dude. If you think about it, some of these conversations I've been having with people lately is really interesting. Like if you think about Street Fighter 4, right? That shit is a game changer, isn't it? 100 million, 500 million, but we're not even really playing Street Fighter 4. That shit was like 8 years ago. Street Fighter 4 Vanilla came out. At this point, that game probably would have died so fast if they didn't revise it and change all these things about it and balance patch it. So it's really not even the same Street Fighter 4 that was released back then. And if you think about it in this context, it's kind of the same. The game comes out and maybe it's not really that good of a product, but if they consider it a work in progress, it could, in the long haul, get polished to a point where 500 million starts coming out of nowhere, I don't know. It's just all how you look at it and how much you want to talk shit. That's really what it's... How much do you hate your job? How much are you bored at work? That's really what it's all about. Go on the website and say all kinds of bullshit, I don't know. Overall, it's one of those things that it's very frustrating reading about on the internet, and that's why for the most part I try to stay away from it, and I try to come to you guys because you guys have like a good angle on it. You're like, yeah, I read about it. This is what I think. And that's how I'm absorbing my information. Also from Charles, like I try to do it the old fashioned way myself because of how gross it's gotten reading just the internet in general. I don't know. I hate it. I hate that aspect of just the way gaming culture has evolved.
That's society in general.
Yeah, everyone's going online. The younger humans have access to the internet than ever before. 12-year-olds with iPhones looking at fucking porn and shit. So these people that you're arguing with, these random Guard Crush specials and stuff, could be like 12-year-olds. Like you could be fucking getting into it with a kid, right? You could be having a back and forth with a little kid, and it's like you're pissed about it. You're fucking, your teeth are just gonna shatter. You're so angry, and it's an 11-year-old kid, and he's like, heh heh heh.
It's like getting owned by a little baby.
By a baby, I mean, it's so repulsive if you think about all that. But that's the negative aspect of it. The positive aspect of it is if you don't scroll down when you click a YouTube link, you get a video. And the video is pretty sick sometimes. And I've been watching here and there. I'm trying to wait. I want to kind of get like a nice avalanche of footage before I start dabbling, because I don't want to scour through 30-second clips of Shaheen and shit doing nothing. I want to wait for cool vids to come out. But I noticed you guys were talking about some of the changes that you thought were really interesting, and I would like to hear some of them. Ricky mentioned that Brian's low soccer kick on counter hit now is a launcher, and it flips them around the way Law's down back 3 used to flip them around. I've noticed a few things. I've been watching Shaheen matches. That's all I've been watching, really. And I've been noticing that he's really cool looking, to me. You guys were saying he's underwhelming. So let's just talk about what we've seen so far. I'll let you start, Rip. What has really caught your eye as interesting changes or new stuff that's appealing to you?
Not much appealing to me. I mean, as far as the 4 new characters go, Lucky Chloe is still the most interesting to me, and it's really kind of crazy how much she seems like a capo. Just in terms of thinking like there's none in the game yet. Maybe there won't be one. Maybe she is like a replacement for it, right? And Shaheen to me is the most appealing because I think honestly just because he has a slide, which is so strange, but
it's done like a Law's slide, right?
I think so, yeah. And so that's really, I don't know how to describe that, but it's like I didn't realize that that's what made me able to like a character now. It's like, oh, he has a slide, I can use that, I know how to do that. That's. But aside from that, I still feel like his fight style is more interesting than Claudio's fight style.
You do.
And Katarina to me is just like vomit still. I don't like seeing her. Yeah, she's practically like how I felt about Lily, I guess. And there's that one clip Wonky put out with her licking her lips, which makes her just look like a total hoe. So I'm not into her at all.
Total hoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just weird, like, because like I don't know if it's her wind pose or what, but she's like, she licks her lip and you see her tongue like kind of like pop out of her mouth a little
bit. Like Venom and shit? We are Katarina. That'd be tight.
So dumb. So dumb.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just my imagination.
Yeah. So, okay, well, you're pretty close, I guess. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not into Katarina, not really into Claudia still. Shaheen and Lucky Chloe are still going to be my go-tos, I think. The other interesting systems-wide that I saw was that tech roll off the flop bound thing. So, we've seen wall combos where people tailspin and then they use the old bound move and it flips them over, right? And I didn't know that was tech rollable, and I don't know if it's tech rollable at the wall because I've only seen it tech rollable in the open. So it was interesting, and they go through kind of a back roll animation when they tech roll. So I don't know if that's like a vulnerable tech roll or what. It's really interesting. So
there's so much there. I mean, it could be that it is tech rollable, but only after the window closes for you to do your combo ender. Like if you miss your combo ender, it could be tech rollable, just like a bound is tech rollable in Tekken 6 if you miss your bound ender. There is a lot there that could be explored. But I mean, what about character specifics? You're a Law player. Have you seen anything with Law that is really exceptionally interesting?
Well, they gave him a new string out of back 2 now. So, his junkyard starter back 2. I don't know what the input is, but it looks like his back turn 1+2 where he like turns around, like slams his fist around. And in current game and before it would turn the opponent back turn, but now it doesn't. They do like a double spin. They're facing forward again.
Huh.
So it doesn't look like you can go for anything really crazy after it. But it's interesting because I assume it's high because it was high previously, and it's like, did they take out back 2-2? I don't know because that was also mid high.
Oh.
You know, so why did
You
they?
haven't seen back 2-2 at all?
I haven't been really looking for it. You know,
Okay.
I just noticed the other string and the other
Back
difference
2-2
for
seems
law.
kind of redundant actually because there's no
Right.
bound anymore, so there's no need for that move really. Right?
Yeah, so maybe they took out back 2-2 and now it's back 2-1 or whatever that new move is. Also, his down back 3 now knocks down on counter hit. So it doesn't
3.
launch like it used to,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Or
does
like
knock
Brian's.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Huh.
heard Dragonov's down back 3 is full combo now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he gets a full combo off of down back 3.
That's cheap.
Yeah, and I
Is
heard,
that how it is in Revolution? I think it might be like that in Revolution. I don't
No
know.
clue.
I don't remember. I heard that Dragonov can do down forward 2, forward 4-4-3, jab, and then forward 1+2 is now a tailspin move. That seems good. That seems really cheap to me. I don't know. I mean, not really cheap, but I was thinking like, okay, so because of the new system of bound, you know, the tailspin, you're going to have to do a different combo because you're going to want to use 4-4 as your tailspin. But it seems like he's got a lot of combo options if you can use forward 1+2 as your tailspin as well. And also, I mean, all I know is that the up forward 2 is that launcher. But as I said, I've been watching more Shaheen, and the slide is actually, it looks like Dragonov's slide to me. Shaheen's slide. And what I noticed is, I think if it whiffs, he stays on the ground just like Law, though. So it's like, it looks like Dragonov's slide, but it has properties similar to Law's, and I think he stands up if it hits. Like auto stand up.
Oh, really?
I think so. Like Dragonov has a slide like that. I think it's his running slide where if it whiffs, he's on the ground. I don't remember. I fucking forgot. I haven't played Tekken in so long. But it just seems like interesting character design to me. He also has a command grab tackle type of a thing. He seems like his limbs are very long for keep out. I don't know. I liked him. I like the way his head thing looks. Really cool. You know.
The one thing I didn't like about him was his leg stance. Like, it's so wide. You know, like, why can't he stand like Kuma, you know? Upper body forward, legs behind. That would have been awesome.
Didn't we just talk about how stupid that is in the last
Right.
episode?
That's why I want to use the character. That's why it would have been awesome. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay. Shut up.
Yeah,
What do you...
Wait, there's more stuff that they add in the game. Well, people in the chat, by the way, said that Laws still has back 2-2. So,
Okay.
even though it's redundant, he still has it. You know, Mishima's apparently 1-1-2 wall splats again, so that's
Okay.
pretty good. And,
None
you know,
of their 1-1-2s wall splats in Tag 2?
back 2.
None.
Right.
The
None
only
of-
one that wall splatted in Tekken 6 I think was Heihachi.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But I think they gave it back to Kazuya, and did Kazuya's wall splat in the Tekken 6? I don't even
I
remember.
don't remember. I don't know. Okay,
Yeah.
so what else? What else?
You know, when Kazuya turns into Devil using his Rage mode, he has mid-electrics, which we knew before, but also now we found out he has Jinpachi's down forward 1+2.
That seems
that's
crazy. You
interesting.
just told me that before the show started. So I guess what we're discovering now is that once Kazuya is in Rage, he can use the Rage to go into Devil mode. And have we figured out if the Devil mode basically takes away your opportunity to do a super, or does Devil have a super?
I assume that it takes away the opportunity.
So
but
yeah, you sacrifice your super or your Rage art to then...
that's an assumption, by the way.
Yeah,
no
assumption.
facts.
Assumption. That you sacrifice your super to then get access to a wider move list, which includes Twin Pistons, Mid-Electric that hits on the ground. I think I saw a video of it. And Jinpachi's Hulk Hogan down forward 1+2. And that sounds crazy. That sounds like once you start getting into that territory, it makes me think like, okay, maybe it is worth a super. Because at first I was thinking, why would you do that? Like, why would you waste your whole super ability and just leave yourself to make a comeback with no life left as Devil Jin? But someone was telling me, maybe it was Charles or one of you guys, that they're starting to say he's like S tier already, like super early tier list. People are saying Devil Kazuya is super duper buff. In turn, Kazuya's buff. You know, sounds cool. Sounds like I want them to use the Rage in better ways, and that's what they seem like they're doing. Hopefully it's not just Kazuya that could do that. Any other thoughts? Any other observations for characters that we've seen? Buffs, nerfs?
Nothing on my end.
So you guys haven't even really been following all that much?
I mean, somebody just said that Steve Sonic Fang doesn't wall splat anymore. Oh, I know that Steve can duck after down forward 2, which seems really cheap.
You know what I was
He
thinking?
not just duck, but also both ways.
How unsafe is something like laws back 1-2, right? How unsafe is that?
I think it's minus 14.
Okay, so let's say Steve's super is 13 frames to impact or 14 frames to impact. He would own stuff like that 100% of the time, right? Because if you did the 3 hits, he'll armor through the 3rd hit, and if you do just the 2 hits, you're gonna get punished.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
In general, laws back 1-2, I think is gonna be a shitty move because of power crush. Like it just loses the power crush outright. Do as many hits as you want through it, and you're gonna get some damage off it through the power crush, and maybe you'll kill him. But otherwise, law's just gonna get owned. Oh, another thing I noticed from that. Oh, sorry. Did you want to continue on this?
No. It was just the idea that I hadn't even considered. Like supers and the idea of armor will really negate some things. Like big time. Like let's say Eddie was in the game, you would really negate the shit out of that dumb counter hit string if it were still in the game. The one that takes 100%. Stuff like that, you could just block the first hit and armor right through the second, third hit, no problemo. But anyway, go ahead. That's just the observation I wanted to make.
No, yeah. One of the things I noticed in the video, like one of the last polish, Harada said that they're still going to improve the graphics of the game, but the trade spark when 2 hits trade with each other, they used to be a gigantic. That used to be the biggest spark in the game. Now they've removed that, and it's just like a 1-line slash, and the game kind of goes like slow mo for a second, and it just like splits apart. But one thing I noticed, like randomly, was there was a trade between like Law did 4-3 DSS2, and somebody did a power crush on the 4-3. Law's DSS2 came out at the end of it, so it actually traded with the power crush. And since it's a counter hit launcher, he got the launch, and also got a trade off the power crush. So I didn't know that you could trade with the power crush and get a counter hit launch against it. So that was all.
That's what we talked about. It's like MYK brought that up like months ago. That when you get a trade, you retain the counter hit properties, and that is a huge change. We talked about that months ago. Don't forget about that, internet. Currently and historically, when you get a trade in Tekken, you only retain the normal hit properties because both moves are colliding at the same time. The rules of the game was it's not a counter hit. They negate each other. But now the new rule is each move retains its counter hit property. So let's say one of them is a stun, like Steve's counter hit back 1, and the other one is like a Brian's back 1. So we're doing back 1 versus back 1, Steve versus Brian. If they were to trade, one character would get crumple stunned, the other one would bounce off the ground and fly in the air. That is a new function, and definitely that is going to change the value of certain moves. And counter hit characters are going to be better. Counter hit moves are going to be way better in general. Just as a result, it's going to be a natural buff to all counter hits. Characters like Steve are automatically going to be stunning you way more than ever. Trade with the down forward 2, trade with a counter hit back 1. I mean, these things are going to be like huge in the long run. Frame traps and stuff are also going to be altered quite a bit. So I think that's something definitely to observe and consider when you're thinking about your character. Anything else?
One other thing I noticed was that Lucky Chloe's power crush move is high, and I think that's going to be like generally a bad trade across the cast. I still don't really know how you input it to determine the length of the power crush, but I mean, like, has anyone confirmed this that you hold it to get more absorbed hits in there, or is it just like a generic thing? Like once you hit it, it happens.
I don't know if all power crush moves are chargeable, but I think some are.
I don't think any are.
Really?
Yeah. As far as I know, it just automatically does it.
I thought that Dragonov, I've seen him do a fast version of it and a really slow version of it, and I assumed it was charged. I don't know.
But he wasn't getting hit while he was charging it?
No, it was both whiffed. Like he was trying. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I assumed it was like an automatic thing that you don't have control over the charge. But anyway, what I saw was Steve did down forward 2 into Lucky Chloe's power crush, and then he went straight into duck from it. And so what happens is she absorbs the damage, her power crush whiffs above his head, and he could have just launched it. I'm like, well, that's terrible. You know what I mean? She did the right thing to absorb a hit with power crush, and instead of working, it's totally going to get her killed.
Well,
so I think high power crushes are just, generally going to be weaker. significantly weaker.
Well, think about this. If I'm Kazuya and you're Lucky Chloe, and I read that you're going to do a power crush, I could do something like an electric and then duck and then twin pistons.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're going to really be able to fuck up power crush moves hard. Even it doesn't even necessarily have to be a high. I mean, you know, Jimmy J was mentioning that there's quite a bit of delay after the absorb of the move but before the connecting of the power crush. It could be possible that you're doing something like you attack with a jab and then you see, oh, Paul did his power crush, let me sidewalk right. Even after the jab gets absorbed. So that kind of thing is definitely potentially going to be there. And I think that's the type of thing that's going to give veteran players the ability to really give it to him hard. Like, if this clown thinks he's going to power crush through you, I think you're going to be able to really fuck him up by testing the waters. You know, like jab, oh, he did a power crush, sidewalk, it whiffs, boom, launcher. And it's going to be like not that effective in at least a newbie predictable type of way. At least this is all just speculation, you know, but from the look of it, from the sound of it, from the way the armor happens, and then you still have an opportunity to duck under things, as you mentioned, Rip, it just seems like Power Crush is going to be like, it's there, it's usable, but it's not a game changer from the look of it. And that's what the reports have been saying as well. So, okay, anything else? It sounds like, Ricky, you've done the most research and watching of matches. What have you noticed in terms of gameplay?
My research has been Flying Wonky's Twitter.
Of course.
That's all it's been. All I know is he said that backdashing, you know, if you're good at it, it's even if you're not good at it, actually, it's easier to do.
I wonder how, in what way.
Backdash moving and canceling. I don't know exactly how. That's kind of just the you know, the feel that he said that, you know, everyone got. He also said sidewalking or sidestepping seems weaker.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a throwback to like Tekken 6 or Tekken 4 even. Should not Tekken 4, more like Tekken 6.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So you don't know the details on in what way it's easier? It's just like a vague statement like that, easier?
Yeah, just a vague statement. So I mean, I forgot what even the guy said.
I think it was quicker to cancel.
So he said some guy said like I'm a pad player, but I'm playing on stick and it's still very easy. So.
Because you know what that... Okay, so presently, a single backdash in Tekken, if you release the second input for the back, you are vulnerable as you're moving back. So it's very important when you backdash to hold the second back to retain that block. But maybe they made it so you don't have to hold that second back.
I think I tested that when Tekken Revolution first came out. I don't remember if it's true still, but when it was at E3 and I tested it, you didn't have to hold back anymore.
In Revolution?
In Tekken Revolution. So I don't know if that made it.
Get out of here.
I tested it at
you haven't tested it on Revolution?
I haven't tested it again. I mean, like, I tested it once. I was like, oh, they took
that
out.
You've played Revolution a million times.
The reason I checked it out back then was because they added the new backwalk animation. So I checked it to see if that was different. And from my testing there, it seemed like you didn't have to hold it back anymore in Revolution. But I haven't, double checked that.
I wish I could trust the chat to know that. But no matter who says it, unless it's like Jimmy J, I think it's going to be hard to trust, because it's a hard thing to test without another human, Very, very interesting. I'm personally, one of my favorite aspects of Tekken, one of the most fascinating and interesting things to train over a long period of time, over Tekken 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over the years, is the Korean backdash and the movement. And hearing them say it's easier really gets me curious as to how it's easier, because I can't even really imagine how you could make that command easier, right? I mean, how are you going to make it easier? It's already like there's no restriction to the window. It's not like your opportunity to cancel ever closes, so what the hell does easier even mean? It does it for you? I mean, what does it do? So curious. This is the type of thing, the answers are going to come slowly.
Maybe there's more leniency in your inputs.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe you don't have to hit neutral anymore. That's a way they could make it easier. So currently you have to really, really be cautious as to when you nail a neutral input in your Korean backdash. If they remove the neutral, that could be definitely a lot easier for people to do. Man, lots of stuff. Okay, what else? What else, Ricky, have you observed? Anything else on the Twitter?
I did ask Wonky about the throw breaking thing again, where I asked him if 1+2 could break a generic throw, and he said no. So there's that.
I wonder if
That's
it
a
could
good
brush. You know, brush command, left, right.
Ooh,
Like,
Yeah,
let's
wasn't
say,
that wasn't that a
Ooh.
wasn't that a problem in like Tekken Tag 1, I think, where if you did like one and then you buffered the two in afterwards, that counted as two throw breaks, a 1 and a 1+2.
I
I
think
don't know if
that
it was
was a
Tekken
myth
3 or
and it was busted. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was a myth that was busted by Noodles.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I
I
think,
just remember hearing about that, and this was before I even knew how to do it. So
but
That's
another.
really interesting, though. What if? I mean, they obviously made throw breaks easier. What if they made it so that you can brush now the 1+2 inputs? Because
Yeah,
if they
I
did
mean-
that, then technically you could always brush the 1+2 and always break every grab.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to say. So against King, let's say, right? A very dangerous throw would be giant swing, and then you're worried about 1+2. So you could always break throws with one brush, two,
Two.
and that would cover a lot of bases. There are so
Tombstone
many.
would get you all the time.
Exactly. Tombstone would get you all the time, but then that's the other way around. You could break 2 plus 1+2. You know, that could be actually what they do, and that could be their way of copying Virtua Fighter. In Virtua Fighter, I'm pretty sure you can break multiple commands at the same time. Am I right?
For throws?
Yeah, like you could break 2 or 3 throws to cover your bases.
Oh,
None of you
I don't
guys remember
remember.
that?
I should have
no,
stuck
no,
with breaking
fuck.
throws. You hit the
breaking throws.
direction.
Breaking throws. What I remember was that you had to.
The final
Hold the-
input of your. Okay, so if you were hitting me with something that's quarter circle forward punch, I would have to break it with forward punch.
Forward punch, yeah.
Or forward throw or something like
Forward
that.
throw, yeah, forward throw.
Forward throw is how I would break that. But I thought that in one of the Virtua Fighters you could like down throw, forward throw, and up throw, and I'll break all of them.
I'm pretty sure that was the case in an older Virtua Fighter. I don't know about the newest one.
Yeah, I don't remember. But this could be something like that, where like, okay, we're gonna give you the opportunity to break as many throws as you can in this window.
I'd be okay with that. I
Really?
think that's a good way of making the game easier for new players and giving veteran players like a way to get better.
You know what I think it does? I think it makes throws shitty. And I think that what that does is it makes let's see, if it makes throws shitty, does that make hop kicks better? It makes hop kicks worse.
Worse.
Yeah. And that's kind of what everyone's been asking for, right? Making hop kicks worse. So they lower the value of the things that hop kicks beat. Could be their master plan. Who knows? I mean, I gotta get Harada on here, huh? You think it's time? When should I ask him to be on the podcast?
Do like 2 weeks after the real release.
Of the arcade?
I think
Okay,
so.
Internet, for those of you who don't know, I've already gotten confirmation. Harada is down to come on this podcast and answer questions. And I got questions. You know? I got questions. Don't leave the scene. You know? So, at this point, it's a matter of when do I want to have him come on. I don't want it to be a soft release. You know? I want it to be a hard release. You know? So, I don't know when the right time is, but we can definitely answer a lot of these questions. You know, these are the kinds of things I feel like we shouldn't waste our Harada podcast on. You know? Ugh, man, there's so much to think about the throw breaks and the backdash system. Go ahead, you were about to say something?
Yeah, so something else I noticed in the video, Heihachi's while standing one, it puts them in a state where their feet come up on the ground.
Okay.
A Heihachi player tried to do his rage art after it, and the rage art hits, but it doesn't go into the animation.
Yeah, 'cause it hits
I
grounded.
thought that was interesting. Yeah. So I mean, because some games, you hit the first hit, your ultra, and boom, the rest of it's gonna animate, whatever, but it doesn't
Yeah.
work. So that was interesting. Another thing I saw was the new back row where they kind of like stand up, whatever. You can actually hit them with like a sweep attack during that, so it's not like invincible. So
Maybe it's
that was
low vulnerable.
could be. I saw a sweep, so it was like they were getting up in that, and while they were doing that, the sweep like flipped them over, so they were face down after that too.
I wonder. Okay, so let's say that if you get knocked down, face up, feet towards, and you hold back the way you would typically do if you want to back roll. I wonder if that style of get up now is like high and mid invincible, but will lose to lows, and then a quick rise will get like mid, punished. This is all potentially ways they could have changed the wake-up system too. I mean, the thing is, the initial reaction is, oh shit, you can't get a back roll catch. Boo. But you don't really even think about what else could be there. Like, it really reminds me of before Tekken Tag 2 was out, I saw what's his name, Michael Murray at some event, right? And he was just venting, right? And he was like, man, we announced that Jin's down forward 1-4 is changed, right? It's now mid-high. And he was saying how stupid everyone is for complaining about that. They're like doing a poll, like bring back Jin's mid-hitting second hit of down forward 1-4. Bring it back, Harada. The game's not even out yet, right? And he was like, these guys are such clowns, idiots. It's good. They don't even know what they're fucking talking about, It's like, fuck you, right? I mean, that's not what he said, but that's the attitude. Right. It was like, wow, it's so rude and idiotic. So the lesson I took away from that is like, you really have to understand the whole picture behind the one decision, because there could be a complementary decision made to the system that will make that initial decision not so retarded, at least not as retarded sounding as it seems. And I'm hopeful that this throw system that we're seeing here, maybe the initial stupidity of the breaking a throw with 1 or 2 could be quelled by something really interesting about the throw system, like, for example, a long-range throw being 1 or 2 breakable, or maybe throws are fucking mid now. Who knows? I mean, it could be anything, Like, it could be literally full tracking on short-range throws, right? 12-frame tracking moves with any character, but they're breakable with 1 or 2. I mean, there are a lot of questions that could be answered, I don't know. It's just one of those things where the overreacting by people is really like what makes me not even interested. I'll just play fucking Dead Space 2. I'd rather not even read. I am not going to scroll down ever. It's so so shitty. Okay. Anything else to add? Any other character observations? Lucky Chloe, I haven't really looked at much of that, just Shaheen mostly.
Lucky Chloe's rage art doesn't seem that good. Especially considering that first off, it's a low, right?
Okay.
She gets really low to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, rage arts are supposed to have armor. Mm-hmm. But if she's so low to the ground that she's not absorbing any hits, like, cause everything's just whiffing, it's like, it's not good for that sense.
Then she'll hit, though.
Maybe it's even better than armor, because she won't take any damage.
Yeah.
It could, but the thing is that it's such a slow startup. I was watching a Lucky Chloe versus Shaheen match. Mm-hmm. She just did it raw, right? It's like to try to bait out an attack. The Shaheen saw it, didn't do anything at first, and then as soon as she got down, he just did like a low crush and beat it. So there was that.
So beat it, huh? She didn't even get the armor?
No, because the attack already came out. He was crushing the attack part of it already. Oh. So the start, I mean, I think most rage art startups are pretty slow anyway. So you're not gonna see very many, like, unless you get like a stagger block on a low or something. I doubt you're gonna see very many punishes with a rage art in that sense.
Yeah.
Lucky Chloe overall though, like, it seems very it's like she seems like a much more complicated character at first, I guess, because I'm watching people play and they're just dancing around and getting electric in the face because she has all these weird stances and things. It's like, I don't think people fully know how to use her yet, but
obviously, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's not. I told Rick I don't think she's like a day 1 character. She's like a month 1 or something character.
But she seems interesting though. I like her.
Charles was telling me that he looked at some videos of her and she has a shitload of capo moves.
Yeah, down four. That's the one I noticed the most because. Down 4-3 is the command for Eddie and Christy, where it's a low into the mid, like low overhead looking mid.
Yeah.
And she has the first part, down 4.
Does that, like, okay, we made a lot of assumptions about Marduk, about Armor King, about Devil Jin, all these moves that we're seeing other characters kind of steal from the characters that we're talking about. We're making assumptions about them being dead, right, or not being in the game. Can we, I mean, I haven't seen the moves. Can we say that Eddie Christie could be not in the game because we're seeing these moves on Lucky Chloe? Is that what you're suggesting here? What do you guys think? Rip?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we're saying.
What the fuck are you smiling about over there?
There was an interesting topic brought up in my chat yesterday when I was streaming. And this initial roster of Tekken 7 before the time release and everything, the racial diversity is interesting. Is what I'm gonna say about that.
What do you mean? No black people?
Yeah, basically. No Bruce, Marduk, Armor King, Capos. Anyone who's kind of brown, you can wait at the back of the time release.
Who's the darkest character?
Shaheen,
Other
who
than
took out
Shaheen.
Raven.
Oh, Raven's gone too.
Mm,
Where's the
It's
brothers?
interesting. They're at the back of the time release bus, dude.
Damn. Well, I'm not getting in trouble for that. He said that. The back of the
Yikes.
time release bus, huh? Don't ever say that again. Don't say that
Said
again.
it.
I think you're right. Right? I mean, Marduk's not black.
No,
I'm
I
just
mean
saying-
the majority of the only
Of
black
color.
characters really are Bruce and Raven, right? Because
They're gonna
Eddie's
have another black character.
Eddie's Brazilian.
Armor
So is
King's
Chrissy.
black.
Armor King's.
Armor
thought he was
King's
Meg-
black.
I always
No.
thought he was.
No,
He's like dark
black.
Brazilian or something.
Nope, he's black.
I thought he was like Colombian, Mexican, all that shit.
Colombian Mexican.
I don't know. Every race down there except for black.
I thought that
Dominican
Armor King-
Republican.
Okay, whatever. You can be black in those things, I think.
Yeah, you could, but
Yeah.
that's beside the point.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, that's an interesting observation. No
Well, I
black
mean-
characters.
It was interesting.
Snoop
'cause,
Dogg.
we were talking about
Snoop Dogg. Now
Good
we're
one.
no
talking.
Good one,
Snoop
Wonky.
Dogg.
I'm
There's
down. I'm down.
no, 'cause it was interesting. 'Cause, we were talking about capos and Lucky Chloe replacing a capo.
Uh-huh.
So that got my mind thinking about that. That's why I
That's
smiled.
true. I mean, anyway, so as we were saying, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that we can come to these conclusions safely and say that?
I don't think it's safely. I think that, I think we're still going to see like duplicate characters, similar like how we've seen in the past. Like they had Law and Lee before. I think that we can see Chloe and a capo. I think we can see.
Devil Jin.
Yeah, I think we can see Delgin and Kazuya.
Think Tekken 4 though. Was there any the only real duplicate in that game was Heihachi Kazuya, right?
Yeah, but that game had the tiniest roster, and they've already said that this roster is going to be like in the
They had
30s.
Lee and Law.
Leon Law, yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay.
They didn't share much, but they had like Shaolin spins and
Right.
flips and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, you could
And Lee is
definitely
initially a lock form.
you can definitely bury Wang because Xiaoyu has Wang moves that are like so obvious.
Mhm.
Which ones? I
Down
didn't know
4, I
that.
think.
She has her forward 4 is Wang's forward 4. So the homing move that knocks
Oh,
down,
That sucks.
and down 3-4 she has.
That sucks too. Anything
Hey,
good?
what the hell did you want her to have?
Wang
Any move?
Parry? I want
So isn't
Wang
it down
Parry.
4?
Hmm?
Oh, she ain't gonna get Wang Parry. That would be
she's getting that.
ridiculous. She's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
That would be tight. Or maybe like the horse tamer. Boom! Sidestep 1+2. That would be tight. Xiao Yu with horse
Just
tamer.
what the heck?
Boom! That would be so sick.
That would be pretty good.
Okay. Well, see, this is the type of thing I'm talking about. The consolidation of move lists could really be very, very cool. I think that adding a horse tamer to Xiao Yu or adding a back 4 to Kazuya or whatever could really spice things up. Even just for King, having forward 2-1 from Armor King as a wall splat and having down 3 especially for King is like, wow,
Yeah.
this is a game changer. King had no low pokes before. Anything is good, but this is like a nice one. All right, sick. Shakes
There's
the screen and
also
everything.
who's the other? What was the other? Horong has a Bex down forward 3-4.
What's that? Oh, the air throw?
No, down forward 3-4. The
Oh, 3-4.
lunge kick.
Yeah. Can he cancel that into Flamingo?
I think he can too.
Can he do it out of Flamingo so you could do exactly the thing that Beck used to be able to do? Down forward 3 Flamingo, down forward 3 Flamingo over and over?
Maybe I don't know. I don't know if he's had a flamingo. I don't know shit about Horong, so I don't know if he has a flamingo down forward 3.
He does, I think, but maybe they could have changed it.
And they're not shy with changing commands. So.
Oh,
you know,
man,
they'll
it's possible
definitely
that they could give Flamingo sidestep to him as well. Like he could sidestep and then Flamingo and create, maybe they...
The ultimate
Combine-
Taekwondo character.
Why
Crazy.
not? Combine them together. There's so many potential. This is what I'm talking about, dude. The game's going to be sick, man. It's going to be really cool. I'm super excited. I mean, I don't read any of the bullshit, and internet, let me tell you guys, if you don't read any of the negativity, the game looks pretty fucking sweet, dude. It's really easy to let, people's stupid attitudes about things they don't know anything about kind of bring you down. And, I mean, if you want to be brought down, help yourselves. If you don't want to like Tekken 7, help yourselves. But it's really easy to like Tekken 7 if you just watch some footage and are like, wow, okay, they changed that. They changed this. This is fun. I like it,
Rip, have you seen the down back 3 knockdown with Law yet? The counter hit one.
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
Why?
Interesting.
Because it does that tripping animation where it goes like that, so it's face down, feet away.
Really?
I didn't think he'd fall like that. I thought they would have fall like falling over backwards and
Right.
then landing on their face like that.
That's what I was imagining, too. Like a counter hit something. I don't know, low soccer kick. Does that do that in tag 2?
Yeah. Counter hit
like
low
that.
soccer kick did that.
There we go. And now counter hit low soccer kick is a launcher.
Interesting.
Pretty crazy. They took out King's down back 2 a long time ago. I know that. The one that spiked on the ground and made them hold their back. They took that out. That kind of made the...
Wait, they took out the move completely?
No, they took out the property.
That we saw earlier.
Yeah. But there's so much stuff. I mean, I noticed... I'll save this for the bitch calling. But, it looks cool. I'm super amped up. It's like one of those things where the more I watch it, the more I think, like, it's kind of hard to be a Tekken fan and not be excited, unless you just want to be a dick, right? I mean, you can. It's easy to be a dick, but it's even easier to have fun and be excited about a game you want to play. That's really what I'm all about right now. I'm looking forward to the game. I haven't seen anything about it at all that makes me go like, oh... I'm so shocked and appalled that I'm just gonna fucking put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. This is the worst game ever. But yet I keep hearing everyone say stuff like that. It's so stupid that it's like, wow, this must be the same fucking guy, like over and over again. I don't know.
It's all speed kicks.
Yeah. Is he a hater on this shit too?
I don't know. I don't even know.
It doesn't require enough brains for him. They're all a bunch of charge characters and shit.
He's very flippy floppy on it. I know he said that there were aspects of the things he didn't like, but then the way they changed the game was the way he envisioned the game to be changed. So it's like, I don't know, who cares?
I think he's coming up with genius escapes from his own failures.
Yeah, he's got genius. Yeah, you're right. Strats. What are they called? Keep your back to the entrance. That's Book of Five Rings shit. Keep your back to the door or something. I forget. You got to have an escape route. Speed kicks. You don't want to look stupid.
I don't think
Hey, we haven't talked about Kasumi yet.
Oh yeah. They've shown footage. It's like the final boss is Kasumi. She has some moves from Mishima. She has some Jinpachi moves, and then once you get her to phase 2, she turns into like a devil version. I was a little bit weirded out by the assists that she has. She has she calls little cats like Siegfried and Roy. Like they're little white tigers that come out and
Is that what those were? I just saw balls.
Yeah,
they're white tigers.
But they're like Sonic the Hedgehogging.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. But she calls assists and stuff. Some of it looks really cool. Some of it looks kind of like whatever. Who gives a shit? Do we think that it's gonna be a playable character? I personally do.
I don't.
She looks very playable to me. Like, why would they put all that in the game and not make her playable? At least the regular form. Or maybe the devil form will be a rage art.
I think if anything, she might be like a console exclusive character kind of deal, but I don't see her being playable in the arcade.
Really?
They haven't done that before. Except for
they
Tekken
have.
4.
Yeah, they've done that. Tekken 4, Tekken 5.
Tekken 5, Jinpachi was only on console.
Oh, Tekken 5. Jinpachi's the boss in Tekken 5, huh? The final boss? I thought it was
No, he was the final boss, and they only gave it to DR, not 5.0. He wasn't
Oh, really?
Right. Yeah, you're right.
And he was still super broken in DR anyway, so... I mean, I don't see her being it just because her moves seem like... Her move list, just in general, seems like moves that you should not be able to do as a command. You know what I mean?
What, for example?
The tiger falling over you and rolling.
Yeah, but that's the devil form.
It's not the devil form.
Even regular has tigers?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. Tigers in regular form.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, yeah, fuck that. The tigers, I think, are a little too wild for me. Maybe I'm being an old man syndrome or something, but I don't know. The tigers seem kind of whack, if you ask me. They look whack too.
I wasn't really paying attention, but does she have any moves like Eliza?
I don't even know what Eliza's moves look like.
I was about to say that. You can show me all of Eliza's moves right now, and I would feel like it's the first time I've seen them. I just know she has a Ripuken. I know that. But I don't know.
That's interesting.
Overall, I think it's a better last boss than any kind of Azazel or Nancy. I think it's cooler. I personally think they're going to release it as a real character. I think it's going to be like a modified version, kind of like how Seth, in Street Fighter 4, you could play Seth, but it's not like the boss version of Seth. It's like a
I'd be okay with
down,
that too.
Normal, properties kind of version of the boss character.
I feel like, maybe I just saw her on easy arcade mode or whatever, but she doesn't seem intimidating to me for a final boss. Even her devil form, she's like, oh, okay, whatever. So that's kind of a letdown in my opinion, because I wish that she would just F people up even on the easiest mode. You know what I mean? That you're like, oh god, it's the boss. But whatever.
You mean like a SNK boss or something, just really high difficulty level?
Yeah,
No Tekken bosses ever felt difficult to me though, ever.
Yeah,
but it's
Azazel
not.
was even easier. Remember, you could juggle
Right.
him forever.
I mean, that's interesting, but at least his size and shape and the look of him is kind of intimidating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it felt like a wow, this is the boss.
This
Like,
is the
look at
boss.
this motherfucker.
Right. This is just another Mishima girl, and
For all we
got horn.
know, there is another boss. For all we know, there could be a second boss that has not even been, like, you have to get 3 perfects to find Sheng Long. You know, like, you never know, Shin Akuma or whatever. I kind of agree with you. I mean, it is kind of a regular looking character until she turns to devil, and even when she turns to devil, it kind of looks like a paper mache. You know, like the wings are kind of made out of paper looking things, and there's tigers flying around and stuff, and it's in a volcano. Why the volcano? The volcano's a stage, so that means I'm gonna be wall carrying in a volcano. I don't like volcanoes. I'm tired of them.
yeah, I heard that there's
I'm
a
okay
stage
with
transition
volcanoes.
somewhere.
Where?
So one of the stages I heard like there's an animation between like stages. I don't remember shit.
Oh, I read that if on the Dragon Nest stage, if it gets to match point for either two characters, it goes from sunny to like super rainy and stuff.
Yeah, I saw
So there's
that. I thought
I
there was
don't
like
know
I could have sworn I read something about like stage moving to a different little place though. I haven't seen
Like
it.
you
Though.
get on a train and the train.
No, yeah. I heard about that too. I'm pretty sure that's in there. I don't know which stage it is though.
Okay.
There's a lot to be seen. They added new stages, but I'm sure more are to come. I assume there's going to be time release stages. I assume that there's going to be a lot of stuff like that. And on the topic of time release, I think that we should kind of touch on that because I'm starting to notice the game is already out, right? The idea of time release seems like they're revisiting this concept that was ancient, and I feel like it's such a good idea. Am I wrong in this thinking? Are you guys really thinking that it's lame or something? Because to me, it seems brilliant. Like, the game's already out, and every time they release a character, my excitement levels are going to go so high, even if it's a character that I couldn't care less about. Like, I never, ever picked in Tag 2, and if it's back, I'll still be like, ooh, all those people are really excited. All those Anna players, like, let's say Anna comes out next, right? First time release character in arcade. It's not going to happen. Definitely Anna's dead, for sure. But let's just say in a miracle, in another universe where Anna is alive, let's say she comes out, right? It would be cool. Even though I'm not an Anna player, I would be like, wow, Anna's in. How's she look? Ooh, they changed all this. And then it's going to happen one at a time, which I think is going to really allow people to do their hard release every time something is announced like that. It just seems like a really brilliant idea for fighting games, and I wonder why they went away from that idea in the first place.
Exactly.
Why
I mean,
did
like
they go away from that idea?
with Tekken 6, I mean, we were all disappointed with that. I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, I remember being really upset that there was no time release in Tekken 6 because Tekken 5 was my first competitive game, and the time release actually helped me learn the game. As I was like, every time the character come out, I'd pick that character and play with it that whole day or whatever.
It's exciting. It's exciting to do that.
And I think that same thing. We talked about in before. Tekken 6 had everything just here it is, and then Street Fighter Cross Tekken had like these slow reveals. You're like, oh, that's so much better. It's so much cool. Why didn't they do it this way? And now they're doing the right thing. They're going back to time release.
Yeah, it's kind of odd that they went away from it. What do you think, Ricky? Time release or no?
Love it. I mean, it's something that just keeps like, especially for an arcade at least. It's like you go back, it's like, oh damn, like there's a new character out maybe, right? I wonder if they're doing it the old way where it's like, remember in Tekken 4, you could random select the next time release character. I wonder if they could do that right now.
I'm sure they've tried it. If they haven't, Japan, if you have not tried that yet, you're a bitch. I mean, any fucking Tekken player knows that if there's time release, you gotta explore with the random select, because usually, and if I recall correctly, I think it was the week before the time release character was gonna drop. So the week before the character is gonna poop out of the game, you could random select and get lucky and land on it. And I remember Jin was like the first one and Leia was the second one. And it was so hype when it happened. Like, I was doing random select. I landed on Jin. Could you imagine being that guy? The first guy who ever did that? You're hitting random select and you landed on Jin? Your eyes? Like, you're just like... What?
All the nerds running over to that side of the machine.
You know, this type of excitement that you're getting from the players here, I mean, you can't really get that in other ways. This is a cool idea. However, we all agreed that it's a cool idea. Now let me ask you this. Console version is going to come out, right? Do we want to have to unlock all these stupid characters by beating arcade mode and purchasing them in some kind of shop or some kind of crypt? Fuck no,
Nope.
right? So what we're saying, let's just to make it clear, in case you guys are listening out there, you know, things get lost in translation. Catalina, we remember that, right? So, time release is cool, but only in the arcade. Because we don't want to have to buy the game a couple of years down the line for a tournament and be like, wah, wah, we have to play arcade mode for fucking 30 minutes 100 times just to unlock all the characters. So we like the idea of time release, but only for the reveal of the characters.
Yes.
Once everyone's seen the characters, we don't want to have to fucking work to get them. Just to make it clear.
What if they put new characters on console on the time release, though?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Too.
But
All about the hype.
I don't know if I'm fine with having to unlock them. Maybe make them time released, like free DLCs, or maybe time released paid DLC characters.
I mean, they did that with Tag 2.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me. Once they're out, they're out. That's fine with me. But I don't like the idea of, like, 2 years down the line, MLG is throwing a tournament, and it's like, oh, fuck, the PS3s are not connected to online, and now everyone's fucked for the next 4 hours because MLG doesn't know shit, right? I mean, that would be really whack if that happened, and it's preventable. This is all going back to the learning from your mistakes thing that we've been talking about the last episode, you know? So, okay, we clarified on the time release. Any other Tekken 7 or Tekken-related topics? Are there any tournaments coming up that we want to talk about? I think...
Winter Brawl is this weekend. $1,000 pot for Tekken.
There we go. $1,000 Winter
And
Brawl.
free entry.
Where is that? Philadelphia?
I think so.
Free entry to Winter
Free
Brawl.
entry.
$1,000 prize pool. Who's providing that?
I think it's Big E.
Big E. Cool. He's the guy that was yelling at Brahim during that, money match or whatever. He's a big guy. And a black guy, you know.
He's not in Tekken 7.
Definitely, he should be. He should be.
Say that.
I'm down with Big E and Tekken 7. Put him in there. Why not?
That'd be sick.
Okay, so yeah, Winter Brawl. Also, I heard, I saw a video about it as well. Lion's Den in
Oh, God.
the UK, I guess Awesome, as you call him, or Asim, has called out a couple of players. I think it's kind of a weird choice. If I don't know if it's like legit or if it's forced or not. Like, he seems like such a timid guy, and I feel like someone's like telling him from behind, like there's a puppeteer. Like,
it's like the
call him out.
WWF. It's the WWF manager, dude.
Exactly, like
It's
Ted
Lion-O,
DiBiase's in the back. Yeah, Lion-O, he's in the background. Like, you better call this motherfucker out right now. You know, like, I don't know, but he's, you know, people have been called out. I forget who it was.
Bronson and Anakin.
I thought that the reason they called out Bronson and Anakin is because Bronson and Anakin are going. Like, it's already planned. Like, call out Bronson because he said he'll come. Because why would you call someone out? I mean, I don't even think calling someone out who's 30 minutes away really guarantees that that fight's ever going to happen. This is across the whole planet. So, and it's not like Bronson, you know, he's got some fucking strong style vids to be putting out. Am I right? So, I mean... You know, maybe Super Arcade and Strong Style will both soft release north-south into each other's mouths, you know? Like, we're waiting for both, right? So, I don't know.
Gross.
Okay, so what do you think? Are you going to this? Is anyone going to this? Lion's Den in the UK? When is it?
April 4th, I think.
Okay, that's a major tournament. I think there's some kind of prize pools. I think there's some kind of calling out that's happened. Someone might go. I don't really associate with these people.
I heard that Markman offered to fly out one of them.
Wow.
Bronson or Anakin. So if they take him up in his offer, whatever, then they'll go to whatever, play that money match, whatever.
You know, I think personally, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that Bronson or Anakin are the people to call out. Maybe Anakin, but I think, what about, like, why not someone like Incognito? That would be a much better call out in my eyes. Because he's proven that he can go somewhere and in hostile territory by himself win. I mean, he won KIT, right? And so he's a good player. We know that. He can win a major. We know that. And, I mean...
He called out 2 of the most laziest players.
Right. It's almost like, yeah, let me call out Spider-Man and let me call out Chewbacca. Like, I'll fuck those guys up because they're never going to fight me because they're fictitious characters. You know, it would be better if you call out someone that's more plausible. You know, these guys are super lazy and aren't going to go. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I was thinking about who else would be a good call out. And I was
James
thinking,
would be a good call
James, yeah, maybe James would be a good one. But I wouldn't want James to be the one because I think he's going to like lose track of the round count and suicide himself. Yep. I think Incognito would be more appropriate because, you know, he's solid. He's proven himself as someone who could travel by himself and win in a major, you know? Mm-hmm. So that'd be a cool call out, and I think that'd be a cool player to send, but it's not my money. It's not my decision. It's up to Lion-O and Markman and everyone else. But it's cool that there's still some shit going on. There's still some pulse there in the Tekken scene. There's still some pride there, and I like to see that, you know. So looking forward to hearing about that tournament and watching it if it's available to watch. Lions Den again is, when did you say, Rip?
April 4th.
Okay. Other tournaments coming up?
Final round.
Oh yeah, when is that?
March 20th to 22nd, I think.
That's coming up soon.
Super soon. There's
Are you
1
going?
month. Really want to. I haven't bought my ticket yet. No, it's not actually. Tickets are like $318 right now.
That's not expensive?
That's the
it's like
typical
a PlayStation 4.
That's how much I paid when I went.
But I mean, you'd get a PS4 and not play anything. What are you going to play? The Order on it?
I'm
5-hour game.
Ooh, I can't wait to play the Order. I can't wait to play the Order.
You better ask yourself. The one thing I noticed about you is whenever you like really like or dislike something, you always ask the chat. It's like you say something, you play it, you're like, "This is tight. Is this tight?"
Well, I'm not asking the chat.
I don't
Let me make something
here
clear.
On my decision.
Hold on a second. Just because when you're a streamer, I noticed this. When you're a streamer, it's a good idea to think out loud. This is a strategy. Think out loud. Because if there's noise, it's better than being quiet, right? So usually when I'm streaming something and I'm absorbing it and I'm speaking and trying to talk to everyone, I'll try to think out loud. And the first instinct is never right. The first instinct to the throat-breaking thing was like, oh, this is fucking so stupid. But there could be more there, like the things we mentioned, potentially possibilities there.
So you're always just questioning yourself.
Yeah, my first instinct is like, all right, that is sick. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Eris. Maybe it's not sick. Reevaluate the situation, come up with a hypothesis and a conclusion. You know, so fuck you, is what I'm saying. I question myself 2 or 3 times. Sometimes my instincts are wrong. You know, I'm getting up there in age. Anyway, what are you shaking your head at? Rip?
Nothing. You're a bitch. Go on.
Why am I a bitch?
Nothing. You can't trust yourself, dude. That's all. That's why you're a bitch.
Well, you have to rethink things through. If you trust yourself first, I don't even know what context you're talking about. This is too vague of a bitch calling.
Like, this is sick. Wait, is it sick? I don't know what sick is. You know, it's like that's what I'm talking about.
I don't. Sometimes you got to think about what sick is. You know, like it's hard to even know. Like for example, if you tell me that Kazumi has fucking Siegfried and Roy tigers flying everywhere, assisting her. That sounds sick to me, but when you see it and it looks like fucking Sonic and Knuckles, that's just not sick. You know?
Wait, is it sick though?
It's not.
I don't know. Maybe we should rethink it, dude. Maybe it's really sick.
It's not.
Dude, chat, what do you guys think? Is it really sick?
I'm not concerned with
Tell Eris. He needs to know.
Rip is asking you what he thinks. I don't give a fuck what you think because
sure
I don't read.
Oh, yeah, you don't care, Mr. Wait, is that right? Go on.
I didn't even gather the end of that. Why are you sucking on your fingertip? Your
because
hands can't be clean.
I was playing guitar so much that I swolled up now. It's crazy.
Damn, your finger's swole? It's all buff and shit?
Dude, my finger is swole. Dude, the thing is, it's my picking hand, but I was doing that double tapping shit on. Anyway, whatever.
I don't even know how you wiggled out of that shitty attempt at an insult earlier.
Dude, you got wrecked already. Dude, look at the chat.
That's how you... Oh, okay. Did I get wrecked, chat? Did I?
Did you get wrecked? Did I get wrecked? You got wrecked.
I'm not talking to the fucking chat. I'm talking to myself. Okay, I don't even know what the means, but, you know, okay. You go on. I don't even know where to go from here. What are you even saying? What's your point?
Nothing, dude. I was just calling you a bitch. That was it. It wasn't supposed to be a big thing, you know. That was it.
Uh,
Cool.
so it's a two-man show next week.
Everyone's off the show. There is no show. It's off the
Nice.
show. You know, seriously though, I don't even want to bring that up. There's other things to bring up, but I don't. I'll bring them up later. Not important things, but you know. Moving on. I don't know if those things are sick yet. I gotta ask the chat. Okay. But anyway, so what else? What else are we forgetting? There must be other things. I don't want to forget because sometimes people get really butthurt. You know, tournaments. SCR was announced. That's in May. 2 weeks after Mortal Kombat comes out.
I can't wait for Mortal Kombat.
3 weeks after Mortal Kombat comes out. They said something about revealing a shitload of characters really soon, maybe at the end of this month. Like, I heard that maybe from Reality or something. Northwest Majors is soon as well. When is that? April 15th? 17th? Something like that.
There's only so much time between now and Evo. Like, where are all these tournaments finding
really.
time?
Yep, Northwest Majors is definitely a tournament coming up that people could look at towards the Seattle area. I went last year, but I don't think I can go this year. Probably not. Unlikely. What other tournaments are we missing? People get butthurt if I forget. I remember the Lions Den one.
Maybe not tournaments, but there's a rumor about a special guest character coming into Mortal Kombat X.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. So the rumor is that Spawn is a guest character, and the more like hardcore, more like hard fact kind of rumor is that Predator and the black guy from Predator, the guy Apollo Creed, basically.
No way.
Yeah, both of them are supposed to be in the game, and the reason they're thinking Apollo Creed is in the game because the guy who played him allowed. He said he leaked that he sold his likeness to a fighting game. So I don't know if he got in trouble or if he accidentally did that, but he sold his likeness to a fighting game.
Oh
Someone
my God,
else
that's awesome.
said that one of the characters in Killer Instinct has a costume that looks like him.
Oh, it's probably TJ Combo from Rocky 4. People were talking about TJ Combo having a special outfit based on 80s movies.
Right.
And so the thought was it would be Apollo Creed from Rocky 4 where he's got the American hat and all that stuff.
It could be. That could be it. So I don't know if it's going to be the guy from Predator or not, but, you know, these are all...
That makes way more sense, by the way.
It's allegedly supposed to be a DLC type of a thing, like perhaps later on in the...
Right,
Yeah.
because MKX already announced that there's like going to be DLC characters. You can purchase it right now, season pass, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's a known thing, huh? Like you
Yeah,
can
if you
already
go on
buy
Steam, if you go on Steam to buy MKX,
it.
it shows you that there's like I forgot what it's called, but there's like the full pack that includes the season pass. That
How
includes
much does
DLC.
it cost? Do you know?
It's like 90.
Wow. What do you mean it's like 90? Say that again, but
Hold on,
clearer.
I'm bringing it up right now so I can look at it for you.
Well, you sure it's not 90 with the game included, right?
That's
the game
still
included
a lot.
plus the DLC thing.
30
the Mortal
bucks.
Kombat pre-edition is $80.99 because it's 10% off right now.
Oh.
So it usually is $90. It's called the Combat Pack, which let's see what it says here. Includes 2 items: the Combat Pack and Mortal Kombat X. So they're not saying what the Combat Pack is yet.
People in the chat are saying MKX has paid DLC now. Boo! They're not even. What are you? A newborn? They had paid DLC so hard in MK9
MK9.
and in Just Ass. I mean, it's not now. That shit's fucking old. 5 years ago, they came out with paid DLC. Scarlet, Rain, Kenshi, and Freddy Krueger was MK9, and then in Just Ass was Magician, Scorpion,
Motorcycle.
and fucking Zon. I mean, this is like
and then the cat chick that won Evo last year.
who?
Batgirl.
Oh, there was 5?
There were 6.
There was 6 DLC characters that you had to pay
Yeah,
for.
you forgot Martian too.
Oh yeah, Alien Man. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, and Guilty Gear X does that too. So does fucking Blaze Blue. So does a lot of shit. So maybe Tekken will do that in the future.
You know, one topic we didn't talk about today was, and it's something we should have brought up, was the new Dead or Alive game, Last Round, whatever that shit's called, because that thing is like a total flop. Like there's
How
hella,
much of a flop?
Like there's hella bugs, and the netcode totally sucks.
And
So-
it's free, right?
I don't know.
Someone
It sucks.
told me it's free.
Hasn't the netcode always been bad though for DOA games?
Right, right. But I'm saying now it's like there's a stink about it. You know what I'm saying? And there's bugs in the game. And like if you look at their Twitter, because I think I follow Team Ninja or something, there's just like apologies on it. Like every 2 days I just see apologies on it.
Oh, that's. I don't want to hear about that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna be Ed Boon's Twitter if they don't fix the netcode.
Oh man, that's
No,
a whole
I
nother
feel like
thing.
he'd be the kind of guy that wouldn't even like try to apologize.
He'd
Nope,
be
he'd
like,
thanks for the money, suckers. You
He'd
know?
be like Dana White, just talking mad shit on Twitter. That's crazy. Some people show me tweets of Dana White just like shitting on people, like "fuck you, you're dead" or some shit like that. Like Jesus, like whoop. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. So, I think that covers a lot of stuff. I mean, we talked about all kinds of shit today. The thing is, for me at least, when it comes to Tekken 7 news, what I want to do is I want to just one of these days turn the stream on and have people just give me the links and let's all just watch them and pick them apart, because that's really what's fun. Like, it's the most fun you can have as a Tekken fan right now if you're not in Japan, because I mean, we can't play it. All we can do is watch. At least we could all watch together and kind of dissect it and kind of enjoy it from across the world. So yeah, if we don't have any other topics to cover, I'll give you guys an opportunity to plug your channels, and then we'll call people bitches. Rick, go ahead.
Did you say Rick or Rip?
Rip, go ahead.
Did you say Rick or? You can follow me on Twitch at Level Up Your Game, and follow me on Twitter at REEPAL. I usually tweet out when I stream.
Definitely do
And
that.
I got like 250 DLC songs for Rocksmiths. That shit's gonna be tight.
What did that cost you?
Nothing.
Oh.
Custom DLC. So it's songs that people make that aren't included with the game at all. So like I got like the Power Ranger theme song.
Can you make your own songs?
You can.
Wow, that's really cool. Any song
Yeah.
you want, huh?
Right. So
That
so
is
people
brilliant.
do have songs that they don't sell. Like I got a bunch of Metallica songs. You know what I mean? Because they don't sell it. So it's
And
not
there's
available.
nothing
Guilty
illegal about it. It's like totally cool. Like I want to do Ride the Lightning, right? So I can make
Right.
it and then share it with the whole internet, and everyone's cool.
Yeah, and so right now the way it works is there's this website, Customs Forge, and that's where you get the extra songs from. And when Rocksmith releases official versions of the songs, they remove all the custom versions of it.
Huh.
So that's their way of like working around that, I guess.
Okay.
Get some Guilty Gear songs. I want to see you try those.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Okay, Ricky, go ahead. Plug your stuff.
My capture card's still broken, but when I do fix it, Rick Steezy, 3 E's on Twitch and Twitter. If I ever do stream, I'll tweet it out like Rips. So.
Hey, did you upgraded your computer's graphics card, right?
Mm-hmm. I got a
It's super
GTX
sick?
960. I don't know yet because I haven't really played any game to really like test it out. I did play the Battlefield beta, which ran pretty smoothly. So
Cool.
I don't know if it would have done any worse on my old one, but I assume it would have.
would've.
So
Probably.
yeah, so it was nice. So yeah, it's good for now.
Cool.
Just gotta get this driver thing worked out, and then I'll start streaming again.
Sounds good. Okay. And finally, bitch callings. Either of you ready?
Eris, you are a bitch
Okay.
because you were playing that scary game, PT demo,
Mm-hmm.
and you were talking all that shit about everyone who played it,
I know.
calling them all pussies.
I know.
And then,
Dude,
Here, hold on. I got it.
the no-look three-pointer. Are
I'm
you
not
gonna
doing
do
it.
it? You're too much of a pussy. Those fucking...
Hell yeah.
You're a pussy.
Yeah.
I'm calling you a pussy for doing that shit again. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologized already to Fab. And everyone else who I called a pussy, I'm sorry. Because when I was watching people play that shit, I was thinking, you guys are all pussies. This game isn't even that scary. And I was playing it myself, and if I wasn't streaming it, I would have turned it off. I
Yep.
was just thinking to myself, like, this is so fucking scary that I threw my controller. I can't believe I've said it so many times that my mouth hurts. I can't believe I threw it. I'm such a cheapskate with things like that. Like, I don't want to break my pads, you know? So when I drop them, I get really pissed at myself. And throwing one, in the video, if you watch the video, it's airborne for 2 seconds.
Forever.
So I
Awesome.
lobbed it. Like, I didn't even... I didn't even just throw it. I like airborne. It's like a full half court. I'm trying to win a car at a
It
Lakers
looks like
game.
you freaked out and you're about to hit your face with it, so your body's reaction was to let go of the control before it hit your face, so you were like, no!
Dude, well, that's the thing. Like, instinct was to protect my bread box. This is my moneymaker, So instinct was to protect it. I had to release whatever was in my hands and then protect the face. That shit's fucking super scary. Have you played it, either of you?
Dude, I beat it. I told you how to beat it, fool, months ago.
Were you
and
scared?
You forgot everything. Of course I was scared. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, okay, well then.
Oh.
All right, we agree that shit's...
Yeah.
You guys are both bitches.
You need to stream it,
You need to
Ricky.
stream that
You need to
shit.
stream it.
I don't even have a camera to stream with.
I'll let you borrow my
We
PlayStation
have
cam.
the camera.
Whatever, stream it. Yeah, it was scary. I thought it was scary. All right, I'm a bitch. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Everyone's a bitch that plays that. That shit is... You can't fucking win the game.
I didn't throw my controller.
It's not like it's not like you can win, right? How do you win in that game? There's no way to win. You're at the total mercy of Kojima's fucking weird butt. All he's gonna do is poke you with that thing, no matter what. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get scared. The way you win is you get scared, I guess. And I won. I'm the biggest winner. I got scared more than anyone. So, all right. Whatever.
All right.
Who's your bitch calling, Ricky?
I guess mine's gonna be a preemptive bitch calling core. So we're talking about that tournament. What's it called? Lion's Den or whatever. The only American player going, as far as I know, is Core. I don't know why he's going.
Yeah, it's kind of random, right? I saw that
Yeah.
too. I thought he was super inactive. Maybe he's like gonna be there anyway.
Maybe, I don't know. But, he said that, because Bronson and Anakin got called out, he says, oh, I'll play that guy. I don't know if he's going to play him for money or whatever, but he's like, I'll play. And, if I'm the gatekeeper, right, for, American Tekken or whatever. Oh, man. I want... Core used to be so good. I don't know. I mean, now, now it's understandable. He got married, so, he's...
Did he?
Yeah.
Does he have any kids?
I don't think so. I don't know, though. Maybe. Well, anyways, I'm already predicting that he's gonna lose.
Well, yeah.
So he's a bitch already for losing
Damn,
and making
he's a bitch
America's.
for losing?
He's
yeah,
a bitch
fuck
for
you, Core, man. What are you doing losing?
he's a bitch for losing and making America look bad. Because every asshole over there is gonna be like, yeah, America sucks, and we're beating someone that used to be good like 5 years ago. Woo!
They finally start calling people out over there in Europe in the Tekken that has the least activity. Like, okay, wait a minute. America really isn't playing this one. Get Asim over here. Let's call out the Americans. Now's the time to strike. Like it just seems.
And which are the ones that don't travel anywhere?
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was kind of. Okay, initially when I saw it, I thought it was literally because they have confirmed that these guys are gonna be there. It would make more sense. But now that I'm learning more about it, it seems like that's not the case. So it makes less sense. But either way, callouts are cool. It's just kind of funny. Like you wait till now. Like you've never called us out ever, right? They've never called out America.
It's Lion's Den though. It's Lionel. He's really good at promoting shit. He's really
I like
he's a
his
really
style.
good hype guy.
He's got like the James Brown thing going on. I don't know. He's got a James Brown thing going on.
Let's be real though. If he never called out anybody, I mean, we wouldn't even know that tournament was happening. So good for them.
He got me to talk about it. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Nice work. And if he had tweeted me saying, "Hey, Aris, talk about it," I would have forgotten. So maybe this is like a extravagant way for me to just remember to talk about it. But either way,
I'm sure if I'm awake or whatever, I don't know what time that stream's gonna happen. I'll try to watch it. I want to see Core do well.
Yeah, and those of you who don't know, Asim is not just some schmuck that came out of nowhere. He's been their top player for a long time. I mean, people were talking about, like Tekken 6. People were talking about him being unstoppable in Europe for years. It's going to be a long time, maybe 10 years now. If you think about it, all of Tekken 6, Asim was the dominant player there. And Tekken 6 was old as fuck, right?
Yeah, I gotta call Lionel a bitch too. Because that video, right? They talk about me in there.
They do?
Like, yeah, Awesome's like,
stop calling him awesome.
Awesome?
No wonder you're...
They bring me up in the video and Awesome says something like, like, he beated me. And I was like, Jesus, 5 years, man. 5 years. Fix your English. But then Lionel, he said, you whooped Rip at his prime. and that honestly got under my skin a little bit because it was a casual set, and it was not a whoop. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You know, my
You've been
instinct.
you've been calling him awesome this entire time. I
Yeah,
don't know.
He is awesome.
Maybe it's like a subliminal type of thing, you know, like calling him awesome. And then also, you know, just the fact that you brought it up here and mentioned it makes me feel like maybe it was a beatdown. I mean, why would it hurt so bad if it wasn't? Right?
No.
You guys called me a bitch. Everyone called me a bitch for the Jimmy J. Tran thing. Right? Because it got under
What do you
my
say?
skin, right? Right?
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. Making an observation. You're a bitch.
No. I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think that's right, dude.
Yeah,
Like, Chad,
well,
if you did like that,
is it
I'm not
right?
really
Is
sure.
it right? Chat, is it right? Is it right? Is Rip a bitch? I don't know. Was it a beatdown? Let's ask
was not a
awesome.
beat-
Was it awesome? Was it awesome or not? Was it an awesome beatdown?
said-
Maybe it wasn't an awesome beatdown.
Yo, man, he beated me barely.
Okay,
That's
okay,
all I'm saying.
okay. Go ahead.
He beated me barely.
Okay, he beat you. Listen, tenses are very hard for foreigners to catch on to. Tenses.
After how many years does that take, though?
Also, he's not really a foreigner, right? The UK speaks English.
They speak English.
All right. Awesome. Do something about that grammar, motherfucker. Get that shit sorted out, and good luck against all these randoms that you're calling out. And Lion's Den is starting to be pretty cool, and of course, Final Round is going to be cool. And as we mentioned, Winter Ball is going to be cool because of the bonus pot and free entry. So, lots of cool stuff going on. And we got all kinds of Tekken weird shit to get pissed off about and make weird comments about. And,
Are you trying to
Who's
cut
your
off the stream
bitch?
because you didn't do your bitch calling yet?
oh yeah. Everyone who comments on the website, they're all bitches. Every one of them, even the people that are not inappropriate.
Are you just saying your website or
Yeah, my
any
website, avoidingthepuddle.com.
Okay.
People comment in that shit in the stupidest way. I'm on the cusp of removing the comments altogether. I'm just gonna remove them because I don't like babysitting. And I talked to Wonky about it, and he doesn't fucking like babysitting either. So neither of us like babysitting. Nobody likes babysitting. I think I'm just gonna scrap it. Either that or get a different commenting system where you have to register and have like a screen name. I'm working on it. But either
But
way,
don't they have screen names? Like, isn't it like the one guy with the name that he's
it
always
could
doing
be-
it?
Well, it could be anyone. Like it's randomized. Like it's not randomized. It's like what's it called? It's anonymized or whatever. You could just I can't even stop them. It's like there's not much I could do. It's just a matter of people just have to behave themselves, and it seems like they're not. So I'll figure it out. I'll figure a way to do it. But those people are definitely bitches. I think that's it, right? Rip, you're a bitch. Because I don't know what difference it makes to you when I question myself when it comes to an instinct. Like, well, is that cool? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
Are
it.
you sure I'm a bitch?
I'm fucking
Cat,
sure
does he
about
think
that.
I'm a bitch?
Chat, do I think that he's a bitch? Is he a bitch? Is he a bitch? Yeah, I'm sure. You're a
Hold the
bitch.
chat hostage.
Yeah, everybody tell him he's a bitch right now. No, yeah, you're definitely a bitch. Ricksta, you're a bitch too. Why? All right, you're not a bitch. I thought about it. I changed my mind. You're a reverse bitch. So are you, Rip. You're all right too. Okay, that wraps it up. Internet, Tekken 7. Oh, let's talk about anything in terms of future you're planning, like content.
There's something I've had the idea of doing. I was going to release for Tekken Tag 2. I never did it, and now that Tekken Zaibatsu isn't really working, like there's no individual forums. I don't know if Catel's running it still or if he's just waiting for console release.
What do you mean
because,
it's not working? Like it's just not being
I'm saying,
used
like,
or what?
Right. I mean, like when Tag 2 came out, he made forums for each character, or whatever. Right. When I checked it after Tekken 7 came out, there was no forums. There was just the one Tekken 7 forum. There's no character-specific Tekken 7 forum. So I don't know if that's even coming.
Yeah.
And so I've been tossing around some ideas in my head, and I got an idea that might work.
Give
so
people a place to go.
kind of. Just for the content at least. That we're So it's all organized in one place. So that's what I'm working on, but haven't started working on it. I'm just saying that I'm working on it. But I haven't-
It's the gears are turning. Okay,
Yeah.
so internet, Rips Tekken Academy is coming. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on MySpace. Make sure you download that. I don't know if you can even download that. I've never had that. But that's gonna wrap it up, internet. I'm gonna stream a little bit later. The Order 1886 inbound. This shit's been burning a hole in my pocket since I bought it. I can't wait to be pissed.
Man, I can't believe everyone's all telling you, like, please tell me Eris didn't buy that game.
I bought it, 65 smackaroos. I paid,
Wow.
and I spent at least $20 in gas driving all the way to Pomona to fucking get it, and getting lost and shit. So yeah, I'm amped up. I can't wait. We'll see. It's like 3 hours long, I heard. Good times. I'm gonna stream that later tonight. That wraps it up, internet. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.